wrestling fans, and welcome to the Wrestle Talk Podcast. For the next 2 hours, we will bring you the latest pro wrestling news, in-depth analysis of all your favorite promotions from across the globe, and much, much more. We will also bring you exclusive interviews with the greatest professional wrestling personalities on the local, national, and international levels. If you want to follow the Wrestle Talk Podcast, check us out online at www.wrestletalkpodcast.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. And now, it's time for the reigning, defending, undisputed leader in pro wrestling podcast, the Wrestle Talk Podcast.
Good evening, wrestling fans, and welcome to episode 437 of the Wrestle Talk Podcast. My name is Big Sexy Chris Rodell. I am back after a couple weeks being off, having some things go on, but I'm happy to be here. We've got a great guest in the second hour. Big Clay Huna is going to be in the house, the KCXW Excellence Champion. But we want you to make sure if you got anything you want to say, put those comments out there and we'll get those posted for you. But first, I need to introduce one of my favorite people in the entire world, repping his Miami Heat and his Florida Panthers. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back the Night Owl, Renee Martinez.
Que pasa, loyal members of the Wrestle Talk family. What a pleasure it is to be here with all of you for episode 437 of the WTP, baby. Road Dog.
Brother, I know how much you're looking forward to it. You've been pumping this interview up for like a couple of weeks. We had some issues last week. You know, it happened. Personal things happen. So.
Well, and also we need to prepare properly, bro, because this interview, the one that you alluded to just a little bit earlier, is one that has been a long time coming. A lot of it has been just circumstance and scheduling. So finally, the big Clay Huna, who's very, very busy out in the world of professional wrestling, was able to squeeze us in on a Tuesday night because, you know, we don't compromise. We do very little pre-recorded stuff. And if for people that do, that's fine. But us here on the WTP, we like it live, baby, right? So we finally got it to work out. So clearly, even though we had 1,000 reasons to not be here this week as well, here we are, Road Dogg, and I thank you very, very much for being here along with me on this ride tonight.
And you know what? You're repping your Miami Heat hat. Miami's in the finals. The Florida Panthers are in the Stanley Cup finals as well.
Can we just get another Mexican yell just for that? Can we just one more time? So, and just because people ask me what that means, okay, and I'm going to kind of put it for everybody in wrestling terms. You know what it is, Road Dogg? It is, oh, hell yeah, in Spanish. That's what it is. And the beer goes along with it, too. It just matches perfectly. So that's all hell yeah, but in Spanish. That's what the Mexican yell is.
I love it. I love it. It's great. It brings you in. It's your signature. We know you're coming in the door with that Mexican yell there. So,
right. And nobody comes in the door repping their blues harder than you, bro. You got 4, 5, 6 jerseys back there now. You almost got every wall covered up. That's only a few of them. I have about another 3 in my closet I need to put out. So yeah, bro. I know they ain't cheap, bro. I know how it goes for a quality jersey.
No, trust me, I know. But how excited are you with your Heat being in the NBA finals?
Well, let me tell you something, man. I could not be happier. I mean, being an 8th seed, getting an opportunity to face what many people would consider the best team in the NBA, bro, is incredibly, incredibly gratifying. But at the same time, it kind of feels like a David versus Goliath because they have been such a great team all season. What I will tell you is that we are used to being the underdogs, man. We're the blue-collar brawlers of the NBA, bro. So just to even be in the final is phenomenal. And guess what? Everybody was saying we were going to get swept every series that we went through. And so far, we're hanging in there. We're 1-1. The game is tomorrow, and I'm just hoping anybody out there that's neutral, man, just pray for us. If you're neutral, just pray for us.
You pushed Boston to 7 games, so
yeah, they were the best team in the Eastern Conference, and guess what? Out of here!
Didn't Boston go up 3-0?
No, we went up 3-0. Then they came back almost. Did it the first time ever 0-3 comeback in NBA history. But luckily, that Game 7, Jimmy Buckets and the boys showed up, and they took care of business, man. But enough of that. People ain't here to talk about basketball. People are here to talk about pro wrestling. So, before we get to the pro wrestling stuff, first of all, I just want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for sharing. If you want to participate in the show, holla at me, holla at Rodell. Send us an instant message. We'll send you a link. You come on, join us. Also, tonight, shoot and shout segment, snippets of truth. We're going to have FWWC in the house. And, of course, Big Clay Huna. We're not going to miss out on any high spots. We're going to give you that. And we're going to give you the game show challenge with Clay Huna. From what I understand tonight, Road Dogg, it's going to be you versus the Big Clay Huna on the game show challenge. So this should be fun.
I've gotten a little bit better at these game show challenges. I mean, I had to do it when we had that stretch where it was me and Luke and Jay Wade. So I had to take a couple of those, and I actually won. I think I won them both. So
whoa, Road Dogg. Also, another thing, if you guys are watching and you're commenting, please share. Okay, please share. Get this out to every single Facebook group, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you can push this thing out to. We would greatly appreciate it. And if we have somebody that kind of goes out of their way to put over the Wrestle Talk podcast, I am still anxious to give away this Mankind beautiful, still sealed in the plastic lunchbox, guys.
We still haven't been able to give that away.
because the prerequisites are that if you share the podcast, you got to shoot us a screenshot, right? You got to shoot us something showing us that you shared it to a couple of different groups. If you do that, we'll choose one of those people and we'll just give it away. You don't even have to pay for the shipping. We'll take care of that for you. Bada bing, right? Doesn't get easier than that.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, that's right. So,
realest guys in the room. No,
hey, how you doing? Hey, what up, Aaron Wallace? Thank you for being here, bro. Again, guys, hit that share button. And I got 4 people watching, but only 1 like on the Facebook. Come on, guys, do me a favor, man. Hit that like button, hit that share button, man. Hit the hearts. Give us some love, man. We need it. It's a 2-hour show. It's our fuel, right? Those thumbs up, those shares, those likes. Okay, they are absolutely the fuel that keeps us going throughout the duration of the show. Am I right about that, Road Dogg?
Yeah, it gives us more engagement, and if you share it out to more people, if they hit up our new Wrestle Talk podcast Facebook page. I know we had a few issues with that. So
we're connected, baby. Everything's back.
I know.
Everything's back up and running.
And we're gaining more. We're gaining followers just as quickly as we did on the other page too.
Yeah, so exactly. Yeah, because we got hacked, guys. For those of you who didn't know, so we're building our Facebook followings back up. We're still killing on Twitter, but yeah, we're still rebuilding our Facebook following. So if you guys get a chance to jump over there, and again, for your kindness supporting the Wrestle Talk podcast, we're going to give you a Mankind lunchbox. All you gotta do is just support the show. Damn it! It's like we're giving it away almost. Okay, you know why? Because we are. We are giving it away, damn it. So,
but you know what? We couldn't do it. What? We couldn't do this without our sponsors. I'm probably throwing you for a loop, but
no, yeah. Well, we're gonna. I was leading in. We haven't hosted for a little while. I was going there, but thank you, because if I would have forgot, I would have been mad at myself. So, anyway, so that said, chicos y chicas, I've got to get my vibrations going, so you guys get the pleasure to sit with my guy Rodell as he pays the much due respect to all our wonderful sponsors. So, Road Dogg, why don't you go ahead and do us a favor and run through the sponsors with the gang?
All right. Our sponsors are Royal Mills Transportation, the CEO, DeJuan Mills, Rathbun Engraving, those beautiful Wrestle Talk podcast mugs, $20. Hit up someone from the show. We'll get you hooked up with those. Nobleman's Barber Lounge, KC, Missouri, Kincaid Arcade at Oak Park Mall, I-70 Sports Media, the one and only the maestro Jeremy Cart, Little Popeye Designs, the Wrestle Talk podcast tumblers, and the FWWC, the world's premier fantasy wrestling group. And we'll have an FWWC segment later on in the show. So make sure that you come and check it out. We got Sister Haas in the house. So, I mean, it's going to be a great show. Renee, do you have one of those mugs that you could show them?
Well, which one? Do you talking about the tumbler?
Both. Why not
Okay.
both?
I got the tumbler, okay, with my name on it, customized. It's $20 with the Wrestle Talk Podcast logo. An extra $5 we'll put your name on it, and then whatever the shipping is out to you, you cover it, and we'll get it out to you. And then more importantly, okay, because God bless America, we haven't even got to that yet. But over in the other hand, we have the OG first ever edition of Wrestle Talk Podcast merchandise. Look at how beautiful that thing goes. Oh, yeah, Daddy. Guaranteed. We've done the research for you. You don't have to do it for yourself to make any beverage. Shoot, it could even be a bowl of soup. Guaranteed to make whatever you put in this mug taste 17.5% more delicious, tasty, and even nutritious, damn it. Let me just prove it. Go ahead.
And you're drinking that Yangling, which is now available in Missouri now?
No. We're not going to disclose what I'm drinking because they're not paying us to say it. So if y'all, hey, Yingling, I said it. I said it anyway.
We'll take a sponsorship from them, won't we?
Hey, holla at your boy, man. I'm willing to do something strange for a little piece of change. You dig me?
Right.
So they love the tumbler out there. And then Jared says, "Wow, Rodell, it's gonna ignore me." Hashtag heel Rodell. You're not being a heel, right? You're just working.
No, I just didn't. I was reading something. I didn't see it, so I apologize. Jared, one of our favorite people here on Wrestle Talk Podcast in the St. Louis area. He's also part of Outside the Rings STL. He is the resident heel Jared on that show. So
so Jared, hey, thank you guys. The boys on Outside have always been really, really good to us. St. Louis, Kansas City, man, we got a kinship over here. I know there's always been a lot of hate between the two, but in reality, man, I think from a wrestling perspective, I think we've done a great job of bringing St. Louis and Kansas City together because we got the maestro Jeremy Karp here. He's a mainstay of St. Louis and everything going on with sports over there. We got the Dynamo crew with us. You know what I mean?
And speaking of your Kansas City Chiefs, they were visited the White House this recently, and they all looked really good. So they were all
and they almost let Travis Kelce on the mic. That was funny. Did you see that?
Yeah,
that was like, nah, bro, you gotta go.
I don't know that maybe I would have laughed if he would have gotten taken down by Secret Service. That would have been that would have been.
I don't think they could have caught him, cuz I think he would have like whoop whoop whoop, like he does everybody on the football field, bro. But you did bring up the White House, so to me that was like a mental prompt to do this, Road Dog, because it is not an episode of the Wrestle Talk Podcast unless we pay homage to the greatest country on God's green earth. Everybody already knows. Ladies and gentlemen, that's America, damn it. Oh my God.
Oh God. Jeremy always says that when he hears that he has an aneurysm, so I can only imagine that he's not on the show. He's probably having an aneurysm by proxy. So, I mean,
my ears are bleeding. My ears are literally bleeding right now.
I still don't know what's worse, Roseanne or who was that?
Carl Lewis.
Carl Lewis.
Well, definitely Roseanne's better because somebody copyrighted Carl Lewis. So for that reason alone, I got to give it to Roseanne.
I guess it was at a Lakers game, wasn't it?
The Carl Lewis thing, yeah, it was at a basketball game.
Yeah, so that team must have copyrighted because maybe they didn't want anybody else to hear it. I don't know.
Well, I got a quick comment here that I want to throw up before we get into the high spot segment there, Road Dog. So Susie Haas, based out of Virginia, says, Night Owl, Bo Ross was thankful and touched that we thought of him and he lost when he lost his dad. Hey, shout out to you, Bo, and thank you, sis, for passing that message along. Big Daddy P is not going to be here today, but we're still going to do the snippets of truth. We've already got a couple of prayers in the basket, so to speak. So if you guys have any more, you can put them here in the comment section. I'll have my boy Rodell make a little note for us so that when we get to that point, I don't forget. So yeah, if you guys want any prayer requests, man, whether you believe in Jesus or not, doesn't really matter. We're going to petition anyway. And hopefully you guys will be blessed. And a lot of people that have tuned into the show for 400 plus episodes at countless times, that we've been told that the prayer segment, even though initially kind of catches people by surprise, has been a blessing to them. And that doesn't mean we're discriminating against anybody who believes anything different. This is just the way that we express how we feel, and that doesn't mean that anybody isn't invited, Road Dog. You know, I know you and I, at least from a political perspective, we're pretty much on opposite sides in a lot of ways, but wrestling and our love and respect for each other has never allowed any of that stuff to get in between us. So I like to carry that vibe into the show because we don't have to agree about all that shit, bro. We can focus on the stuff that we have in common, and we can focus on the stuff that makes us happy. And I think we've done a tremendous job. That's why we have a great friendship, right? Because we just don't get into that shit because it's not healthy.
I've learned in my life that there are certain people that I talk to certain things about, and if I know that I'm going to get into a fight with them about certain things, I'm too old for that shit. I don't want to.
Though I will say that if we had a chance to sit over a beer, I'm sure we could get into some of these topics and kind of find some common ground. You know, a lot of times I find out that people think they're this far apart, and when they actually get into a room with each other, it's only a couple of different things that are really like you know, separation points. But for the most part, bro, 98% of the time, people are going through the same shit, having the same frustrations, you know, and we're all victims of our circumstance in a lot of cases. So there's no question in my mind that I think we should just focus on the things that bring us together instead of the stuff that separates us. You know what I mean? And for us, it's wrestling, baby. The love that we both share for wrestling, like, that's what keeps us together, and I love that.
It is a great time in professional wrestling, both on the national scene and on the independent scene. I know KC's got some big things popping. I know KCXW's got a show coming up. Central States announced that they're having a show coming up.
Yeah, soon. Trailblazers doing their thing. They got Leland Race coming into the house, so there's a lot of great things. And boy, if we got started on St. Louis, we might never finish because you guys are always rocking and rolling over there.
Right, St. Louis. We got MMWA this week. We've got Dynamo and CHWA the following week. We got
Glory from the historic Broadway Athletic Club. Sorry, I was actually
historic South Broadway Athletic Club. And the best part about that play is most wrestling shows, they show up like early and sit there and, you know, and hang out and, you know, have a beer, you know, check the merchandise stand. That's not the South Broadway Athletic Club. They show up like they're literally walking around the Broadway like Soulard area up until showtime.
That's pretty hard. I like that. And you guys can see in the comment section, got other folks commenting on other shows around the country. Clay Huna, yes. Hey, shout out Josh, man. Always great to see you, bub. Keep grinding, keep killing, keep moving. PWE, of course, Jared, you already know we got a lot of love for those boys, Lenny and PT and Ben and the rest of the gang over there. It's all love. And shout out to my guy, Big Matt Stockdale, doing great. Him, his lovely family, their beautiful dog, doing great things. And of course, bro, it wouldn't even be an episode of the Wrestle Talk podcast if Aaron Wallace wasn't talking about Playboy Double H. I mean, it wouldn't even, it's like, that's more common to the show than damn Roseanne. So it's official, baby. We can
just wait till he starts talking about the Empire. He's got a feud with the Empire too.
Or Stone Cold coming to SICW.
Or the snitch. I'm sure the snitch is gonna pop in here eventually because every time I'm on the show, he always
he's got a man crush on you. That's why.
I mean, can you blame him?
You are DJ Big Sexy STL, so it wouldn't surprise me at all. All right, that said, baby, enough of the nonsense. We've got a solid 40 minutes right now to talk about all things professional wrestling. So the 7 of you that are watching us live on Facebook, the rest that are watching through Twitter, on the website, or on YouTube, we're grateful for you guys to be here. But join the convo. Like some of the topics that are going to come up today, I'm sure you guys are going to want to engage with. And it's really a lot more fun when we get the listeners to come on and join us in these conversations. So as we get into the high spot segment, Rodell, I want to encourage everybody to just shoot us a comment in the comment section, or you can direct message us. We'll shoot you the link. You come on, you talk with us. And if there's a topic that you want to discuss that we're currently not talking about, that's okay too, because the high spot segment, which we're about to get into, is about that exactly. It's about talking pro wrestling, hashtag Let's Talk Wrestling. That's why we use that hashtag, because ultimately we want to talk to you about your perspectives in professional wrestling. As much as we love to hear ourselves talk, DJ Big Sexy, in reality, it's about the members of the WTP family.
Yeah, and sometimes when we start talking about a topic, and we'll get a topic in the chat that takes that topic in a completely different direction, which is good because we're talking wrestling.
You're absolutely right. Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and get yourselves queued up because it is time for a staple segment here on the Wrestle Talk podcast for episode 437. That's right, amigos. Let's go ahead and get into tonight's edition of the Wrestle Talk podcast High Spots segment.
DJ Money.
Mic check. Yeah. All right. Wrestle Talk podcast. DJ Money. Yeah. Let's go. Welcome to High Spots, where we pop news like player chops. We talk shop, coming through the screens of the laptop. And non-stop like a running speakers of blacktop. We hit hard like chair shots and backdrops. Like a clock flash, look like a belly flop. Now that's hard. We up to speed while they stay slow. Wrestle Talk podcast, now they know. We about to start the show.
See, you were throwing it down with some beat. I was throwing it down like a white guy. So
hey, you're pretty fly for a white guy, though, my guy. All right, are you ready to kick this thing off, my brother?
Yeah, let's do this. Let's see how we do.
Okay, let's go ahead and hit that randomizer, guys. What is going to be our first topic? Right here, guys, the like button, the heart button. Come on, what are y'all doing? Help your boy out. I'm trying to give y'all a lunchbox for free, damn it. I mean, seriously, hit the like button, hit the share, send us a screenshot, and it's yours. I mean, I'm making it simple like a teenage pimple, okay? Let's make it pop off, guys. Let's make it pop off, man. Let's go ahead and hit it. First topic, y'all. Let's get it done. First topic of the night. Okay. Ooh, a little bit of a downer here. Road Dogg.
Well, let's just start. Have we seen the last of Bray Wyatt in the WWE?
I'll let you take that one first, man.
No. Maybe. I don't know. I don't have a full answer to it because I don't know what's keeping him on the shelf. I mean,
the question is, when was the last time we saw him, and why haven't we seen him recently? That's really the first question that we need to be asking.
Apparently it's an injury. I believe it's an injury, or it's. Some people say it's an injury. Some people say it's creative differences. They kind of want him to bring back the Fiend character because they weren't happy with the Bray Wyatt character that came back. I mean, the Pitch Black match was kind of a.
It looked cool, but did the match itself deliver? I think that was the last time we saw him, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes, I don't think we've seen him since then. And he was supposed to possibly face Cody Rhodes or not Cody Rhodes. He was supposed to have a match with Cody Rhodes, I believe, at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, I believe it was.
And it didn't happen because
injury, creative differences. Everything is so there's no real answer to it. I don't know.
Okay, so I want to go ahead and reference a story from our friends over at NoDQ.com. And the headline is pretty eye-catching. It says, former WWE personality claims that Bray Wyatt never drew money. Never drew money. And I think that's a pretty harsh criticism because you and I both know that Bray Wyatt sold a lot of merch. So I don't know what you qualify as drawing. I mean, he was never really like a WrestleMania main event or anything like that. But to say that he never drew a dime.
That Firefly
he never drew a dime. I think it's a lie.
Not a dime. Not a dime.
Yeah, those Firefly Funhouse sets that they put out sold like real quickly. They had to order like 2 or 3 shipments of them, and there are people buying that Fiend heavyweight title too. So I mean, saying he didn't draw a dime, I don't think that's right. Who said that? Is there?
I don't think that's right either. And for those wondering, yeah, I have a reference. So it says here, during his podcast, former WWE personality Dutch Mantel, states that he does not believe. Right, and Dutch is a guy that had very, very successful in the business for a very long time. He talks about. Let me see here. It says. hold on just a second. I'm trying to see if I can get it to pull up. It says, as soon as he got finished doing the interview, you'd look at your friend sitting there and say, what did he say? Because you don't remember anything that he ever says. It doesn't feel like it has substance. He was doing, I guess, the stuff that was in the back of Bray's head, but it just didn't make any sense except to Bray. And then when they got to the Fiend, here's the Fiend. Who can beat him? Nobody can beat him. Never saw the purpose of it. He never drew money, and he may have sold some merchandise, but if he's going to sell merchandise, just keep him down on the card and don't try to push him until your main event, because I don't think he's going to really sell any tickets. Those are the words of a pro wrestling legend in his own right, Dutch Mantel, Rodell. I mean, that is kind of big words, you know what I mean?
I don't believe I don't. Bray Wyatt's had so many stops and starts. He hasn't gotten any momentum. That's what it is. There's no momentum. He got let go. You know, he was brought back when Hunter came back. It didn't go very well. It was kind of an oddball thing, and it didn't really make sense at first. So, I mean, I don't know. I hope he comes back, because apparently he's got one of the most creative minds in the business today. So.
Yeah, agreed. Now, does everybody get it? Is it for all ages and sizes? No, but I think there was definitely a certain group of wrestling fans that liked the intrigue. Like yours truly, for example. I watch wrestling year-round. So, okay, good point there by Jared. Pretty sure he was top 5 in merch sales, so that definitely, is going to be hard to argue against. But I guess my point is, for people that watch wrestling year-round, we don't want the same cookie-cutter crap. So for me, when they give me something a little bit more intriguing, a little bit, something that I've got to kind of work to understand, I personally appreciate it. But, at the same time, a Dutch comes from a different era. Wrestling was at a different pace. It was just a completely different culture. And I can get why it doesn't make sense to him. Totally.
I can't too. He's an old school guy. He's gonna go with what he knows. So,
but fair point here also by our friend Jared. Jared, thank you for being so involved in the podcast today, man. If you want to jump on and actually have the conversation about the topic, you're more than welcome to do that. Just shoot Big Sexy a message, and we'll shoot you the link and we'll bring you on. We are going to be doing high spots for like the next 30 minutes or so. So feel free to join us, man. All right, Road Dogg, you done with this topic? Are you ready to move to the next one?
I think so. Let's see if we can get a happy topic. Or
okay, let's see. I got no control over it, bro. If that thing pops up, I'm just doing, I'm doing what I got to do to keep the thing flowing. All right.
And also, this Facebook user, Renee, will you let them know so they can get their name up on the screen?
Absolutely. Go ahead and put it up for me, Rode. Put up the Facebook user comment real quick. All right. So Facebook user, like always, we appreciate you guys being here, but we definitely want to give you the recognition you deserve. So if you're watching us in a private group, there's some text up at the top of the post. Just click it. It's a one-button thing. Once you click that to accept for the streaming service to allow you access, then when you comment in the private group, we'll actually be able to see who you are. It only takes like 2 seconds, literally takes it's 2 clicks away. That way we can actually see who you are. So we'll go ahead and remove that comment there. And we'll go ahead and queue up the randomizer and move on to the next topic. Ooh, interesting topic here. Not really sure who brought this one to the table. Might have been Skywalker. But Road Dogg, who do you believe is currently the greatest mouthpiece in professional wrestling today? That is a loaded question, my friend.
Paul Heyman. That's the only answer.
Okay. Well, this is going to be anticlimactic because that's my answer too. So let's take him out of the equation for the sake of conversation. Okay. Because everybody seems to agree with that. Who else? I'll give you mine. Can I give you mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
1A or 1B, as they say. Now, when they say mouthpiece, are we talking about wrestlers or valets? When you heard the question, what did you think of? Just like anyone?
When I heard mouthpiece, I heard manager, valet, advocate, whatever you want to call them. That's what I would say.
Okay. I do have one that falls into that category. Okay. And he has been the talk of professional wrestling. Hey, to answer your question, Jared, on any level, on any level. Now, obviously, we prefer recognizable names for the sake of conversation, but if there's someone out in your area that you don't think has gotten the recognition, then by all means, bring him up. But for me, it's Don. Don Callis turning on Kenny Omega and cutting that promo on Dynamite. Probably one of the nicest, and when I say nicest, is like deadly, like devastating, like seriously good. Bro, Don Callis is hard to beat. And then honorable mention, people are going to look at me crazy because this dude's always gotten shit for being trash at promos. But, bro, Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn with the Acclaimed. Scissor me, daddy ass. Scissor me, Rodell, scissor me. Scissor me, bro.
Man, I love the I didn't like him at first, but I love the Acclaim, and that whole daddy ass, the scissor me daddy ass thing
good.
it's so funny. And did you catch the line? Did you catch the line from Double or Nothing that he said that he said something about Buddy and how can he be something and when he's getting cut by a guy named Dominic?
Everybody loves the Acclaim. Yo, no, absolutely wonderful talent. No question about it.
And I will have to say with Aaron, Travis Cook was very, very good at what he does in a wrestling ring. He's another person I don't agree with him on the outside of the ring side, but Travis Cook was very good at his job.
Oh, yeah, dude. One of the best heel managers probably ever in the Midwest. I mean, we can't take that away from him. You know, it is what it is. People don't have to like it. They don't got to agree, but we're just going to call it how we see it. And I think you and I, Rodell, especially you, we've been around long enough to have an educated opinion on it. We're by no means an authority, but, you know, as far as I'm concerned, I think we should at least be able to have a respected opinion. Now, here's one out of left field. And you know what? I don't disagree. If we saw Dan Lambert more, because I think he's got that Fight Club down in Florida. I can't remember the name of that.
America's Top Team.
American Top Team. Yes, thank you. They had Jorge Masvidal and a bunch of other awesome guys as a part of that group. But yeah, when he gets that microphone, Poppy, there's not many people that can do what he does.
And I will say that the mouthpiece, manager, valet role in wrestling is a very lost cause. There's a very lost art. No one does it anymore. I mean,
well, you know what? It brought me something to mind, right? Like, so so you got Smart Mark Sterling and Jade Cargill. I think he's pretty good. And then, MVP. MVP got Lashley over. MVP got Cedric Alexander and my Sheldon Benjamin over. And he's kind of working on getting Omos over. So maybe he wouldn't be number 1 or number 2, but you got to have MVP in that. Right?
Right. Yeah. And Jinder is trying to get over in this year. It's tough because, I mean,
they're pretty bland.
Yeah. And they're going to build him up because the WWE is going to do a premium live event in India, so
yeah, and they get mad money over there, no question. Bro, you know who just came to mind? He's actually a worker like Billy Gunn, but he's a great mouthpiece. Bro, Chad Gable.
Yes.
Chad Gable is a great a great freaking mouthpiece, whether it be for Otis or whoever it may be. I don't think Chad Gable gets the love that he deserves as a mouthpiece, bro.
One of my favorite promo, like not talking about mouthpieces, but just promos in general right now, is Kevin Owens in this unhinged, like where he's just like yelling at everybody. And that match with him and Gunther.
No, he got his ass whooped by Gunther.
But it was damn good.
Oh, yeah, bro. You already knew it was going to be.
It was damn good. And it just
in a perfect world, they build Gunther up to be the biggest, baddest dude ever, and he knocks off Roman or Seth for a big belt. Like, I'm praying for that, bro. I listen, Sonny can tell you, bro, I've been on the Gunther bandwagon from before he was Gunther. Does anybody remember what he was called before he was Gunther?
Walter, right?
Walter, that's right. Some people don't know that from NXT UK. So, like, as far as I'm concerned, dog, people sleep on my guy. He is the man, though.
And tell me that Samantha Irvin on Raw doesn't do the best ring announcement of Gunther that you've ever heard in the entire life. I mean,
all right, now you're. I got feelings there, so just
feelings for Samantha Irvin.
Celebrity crush.
Hey,
Bones is a great mouthpiece. Yo, shout out to my man Sal Sanchez, the voice of New Breed Wrestling. Love you. Or either that or he does camera work or something. I can't remember exactly, but love you, Sal, man. Hopefully you're doing well. Ya sé que la vida es cabrón, hermano. Te amo, te quiero. Ojalá que sigas fuerte.
Stokely, Jared said
Stokely Hathaway?
Stokely Hathaway.
Yeah, he's a beast. Yeah,
he had one of my most favorite lines. He was talking about Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan said something to him, and he didn't say it loud. He just said it kind of just like almost under his breath, but you could hear it on the microphone. He's like, "You raggedy bitch, you raggedy bitch."
Yeah, I remember that. And you know who's not going to get enough credit as a mouthpiece because he's also a tremendous worker, bro? Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett as a mouthpiece for a faction or a tag team, really, because you know his work is limited. Dude, Jeff Jarrett, one of the best on the mic, like a truly genuine old school heel, like one of the few true heels on AEW. Like I always a lot of respect for.
And we know Tony Khan, we know Tony Khan's trying to be a mouthpiece just because with his announcements every week. So I mean,
lay off the yayo a little bit, man. Adderall a little bit, my guy. You're a little bit too hyper over there. All right, are we ready to move on? Oh, well, Mouth of the South, one of the greatest mouthpieces of all time, though. Jimmy was always with people that didn't need him. Like, did Hogan need a mouthpiece, really, bro? You know what I mean? Like, but I love Jimmy. Don't get me wrong. I met him in person.
And Bobby Heenan's probably the best one of all time.
All time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, another great mouthpiece, Nigel Rabbit. I've actually sat in the booth with Nigel Rabbit, Sal Sanchez, Brandon Gomez, and my man Mike Seipkis. Gave us an opportunity. I can't remember his gimmick now. I apologize. He's gonna be mad at me for not remembering. But when we were doing MEW, I got to do commentary with Nigel Rabbit, and we hung out at CAC last year. Shout out to my man Nigel Rabbit, his beautiful bride, and everybody. Abbott House, everybody that was over there at CAC.
And who is the guy that was with Ray Leone that one day? Dick
Dix. Dick Richards.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Cornette. Damn, bro, Bischoff. Somebody brought up Bischoff too. Yeah, dude. And obviously, the members of the Wrestle Talk family know their stuff because I think we brought up a few, and now we're like to number 10 or 12. So we're pretty blessed, though, right? Like the history of wrestling, there's been a lot of great, talented mouthpieces right now. I mean, it's pretty phenomenal. So on that note, let's go ahead and continue on with the topics. Just as a reminder, we're getting some great engagement. That's exactly what we want because by the end of tonight, we want to give away this Mankind lunchbox. There's no set parameter. I mean, you got to share it, you got to like, you got to comment, you got to engage. But whoever sticks with us throughout the entirety of the show and continues to engage and continues to share and continues to hit that like button, man, today is the day. This thing is gone today. Hear me, Rodell?
You're tired of tripping over it, aren't you?
I'm tired. No, bro, you kidding me? I got it up on the shelf, but I got two of them. One of them's mine, and this one belongs to a member of the wrestling. Here, guys, take it. Just let me just give it to you guys now because this thing is going to be gone today. Anyway, Rodell, you ready to move on to the next topic?
Yes, let's move on. We've had two good topics so far.
Okay, very, very good. Let's go ahead and hit the randomizer, guys, and let's bring up the next topic right here during the High Spot segments, episode 437 of the Wrestle Talk podcast. See what we got here. Oh, I love this. We were just talking about this guy. Go ahead and read it off the screen for us, bro.
Are the boos Dom? Really, we use the word Dom gets anytime he's on.
That's
the
what
mic.
the champ calls him. What am I gonna do?
Good heat or bad heat? I think it's. Some people will say it's go away heat. I think it's just great heat that they just don't want him to talk. You just don't want to talk, and there are some people that want Rhea Ripley to call, or jealous that Rhea Ripley called Dominic her Latino heat last night. So I know there's some people.
Yeah, I thought that was a little borderline. I'm like, come on, man. All right, so you say it's good heat.
I think it's good heat, and look, tell me a year ago that you would have had Dominic Mysterio in a promo battle or the segment with Cody Rhodes, one of the top stars and you're setting up Dominic and Cody at not Night of Champions, Money in the Bank over in London.
Okay, so here we go. Jared coming with those strong takes, baby. Bad heat. He doesn't know how to wrestle. His promos are a joke. If it wasn't for Ray, he'd be in the PC. Oh, my gosh. Wait a minute. I think we got some shots fired. Oh no, it's better.
Got him! Got him!
Yo, Jared is on fire tonight. Dog, you really want this lunchbox, bro. I never seen you in the comment section before. I know you're a fan with my fam over in the Lou, but you keep this coming, bro. I'm going to have to send you the lunchbox, man. You're making it hard. You're making it easy on your boy. I thought I was going to have a hard time picking a winner, but my
Cody had the best. He's like, you got to. Cody told Dominic he had a worse prison tattoo than his prison tattoo.
There was one burn last night that was worse than that one, but I'm going to wait until like we're getting towards the end of high spots and going into shooting shot before I bring it up. Okay. So just remind me that we got to touch on that. And also remind me that we got to give this lunchbox away. Okay.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah. And on top of it, his mullet sucks. I love that. That's really, really good. Well, let me give you my thoughts on it, man. Initially I thought it was bad heat. Initially I thought it was go away heat, but now I think he's kind of found an ebb and a flow with the audience. I think they love to hate him, right? It's one of those situations where they love to hate him. And the boos that he gets, obviously he's not the best on the microphone, but the intention originally, I think, from the fans was to go, you know what, you're not entertaining, you're boring us. But now it's kind of become like this back and forth game, like a game of volleyball between Dominic and the fans to see whether they can boo longer or he can hold out without talking. Because, you know, anytime before he starts talking, he pauses. And he holds that pause as long as he can, and the crowd keeps booing him until he starts talking. Then they bring it down. I remember watching this specifically on Raw last night. So I think it's kind of a unique thing that he's got because, again, initially I think it was go away heat, and now it's turned into this enjoyable game for both him and for the fans where they're trying to see how long he can hold off from talking while they boo him. And I think it's a fun thing to watch. I think it's awesome because it was organic. It doesn't feel like they forced him on us necessarily, even though most of us weren't necessarily ready for him initially. But clearly there's a dynamic there that makes him entertaining. So for that reason, I will agree with the panel and say, I think now, these days, it is good heat. But originally, I think it was actually
go away heat. Yeah. I haven't heard heat like that where you boo someone. There are times I remember I was at SmackDown and Vicky Guerrero came. It was during the height of Vicky Guerrero, and when she was booed relentlessly during her promos, I literally her entire promo, I couldn't hear it live on the microphone. I couldn't hear it live. There were so many boos. I had to go back and listen to it on SmackDown that week. And then the only other one that reminds me kind of Dominic, but was a one-off, was the Raw after Roman beat Undertaker, and Roman said 4 or 5 words. And
I think that was go away heat.
That was probably go away heat because they were mad that the Undertaker lost. And the only 5
words. By the way, Brock didn't get that treatment because I think people, even though they hated him as a part-timer, people respected Brock because of his accomplishments outside WWE. You know what I mean? So when Brock Lesnar broke the streak, people were shocked, but they weren't offended. No. I think people were genuinely offended that Roman won because Roman wasn't over. You know what I mean? On any level, people hated him. They thought he was stale or whatever. So I think it was definitely different. But that's a great reference. I think that brings a good point. Now, I do remember just a moment ago you brought up somebody, and I'd be remiss if I didn't play this. Yeah, had to do it, bro. Had to do it. Got a couple comments coming in here real quick. Go ahead and take that one for me, Rodell.
No, let's see. He doesn't give heel feel. Facial reaction and how you hold yourself up is important. He hasn't hit puberty yet. All
right, we got one more. It says he's such a hardened criminal. 15 whole minutes in jail. He's a bad boy. Wonder if mommy spanks him. There's a good chance. And you know what? I'm going to take yours to another level here, sis. I think it should be dom.con. Get it? Con. Dom.con, like convict. Anybody?
Aaron below you is trapped.
Yeah, Aaron Wallace. Finally, bro. Finally, after years of being on the show commenting, you finally got one, my brother.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Yo, my man Aaron Wallace is
that's good. I'm gonna have to remember that one. So.
Yep, dom.con. Oh God, man, I'm having so much fun, bro. Again, guys, just want to take a moment to thank all you guys for being here. High Spots is such a great conversation between just wrestling fans discussing what we love the most, professional wrestling. But with that said, and as much as we appreciate you guys being here, I would be remiss if I didn't mention all the wonderful sponsors that make this show possible. I know we brought them up to you guys a little bit earlier, but I want to make sure I make it a point to bring them up again because they do take care of us. They treat us with respect. They make us feel important. And the fact of the matter is that without the sponsors, gang, the Wrestle Talk podcast probably would not be here. So huge shout out to Nobleman's Barber Lounge in Kansas City, Missouri, Kincaid Arcade at the Oak Park Mall, I-70 Sports Media. Shout out to my man, the Maestro. Little Popeye Designs, the FWWC, of course, the world's premier fantasy wrestling promotion. We're actually going to be talking about them here in about 15 to 20 minutes. We're going to have about a 5-10 minute conversation with some of my folks from the world's premier fantasy wrestling promotion. Of course, Royal Mills Transportation, Little Popeye Designs, that's got the new tumblers up and running. And as you heard Rodell mention earlier, Rathbun Engraving, responsible for those lovely, beautiful, tremendous Wrestle Talk podcast mugs. Rodell, how'd I do?
You did good. You did good. I'll give you some. Yeah, I mean, it's just like riding a bike.
Just like riding a bike, man. We got a couple of minutes left in the High Spot segment. Road Dogg, are you ready to move on to the next topic?
I would say we do one more. Let's see what we got.
Let's go ahead. Cue up the randomizer, baby. Next topic. Ooh, love it. Here we go. High Spots.
Danielson Okada.
Go ahead, take it.
Danielson Okada, the biggest international match we've seen booked in the last decade. Okay, so this is going to go into my unfamiliar territory, but I know who Bryan Danielson is, and I also know who Okada is, and apparently at the New Japan show they played a video, so I guess this is going to happen at Forbidden Door 2. I hope they don't have as many injury problems on Forbidden Door 2 as they did on the first Forbidden Door.
What happened at Forbidden Door 1? Remind me.
Things got messed up because there were so many like injuries. There like Bryan Danielson was injured. I believe they wanted Danielson Okada for like
during the show or
before the show, on the run up to the show.
Leading up. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So do you know the significance of Okada though? Do you understand kind of what people say about him in wrestling circles? Have you heard kind of the rumors about him?
I hear he's a really big deal over in New Japan. I don't know where you would rank. I don't know if he's like the Roman Reigns of New Japan or you'll have to school me because I'm gonna have to do some research on Okada. I don't really follow New Japan as much as I should, but I hear I get made fun of because apparently it's some of the best wrestling around.
Road Dogg, I gotta say, man, and I'm not the guy that's gonna kind of give you a hard time about something like this, man, but you are absolutely missing out. I think the Okada Omega match was a generation defining matchup that happened a couple of years ago at Wrestle Kingdom. I have no doubt in my mind that this will be just as good or better. And let me tell you why, because people call that the greatest match of the last 10 years. And the reason that I think that this one is more significant is that that Danielson is a far bigger and more household name than Kenny Omega even is to this day. People will argue that Kenny Omega is the best wrestler on the planet, but hardly anybody outside of the main of the underground wrestling fans know who he is. I mean, let's just be honest. WWE continues to be the biggest dog in the yard, and the fact that Daniel Bryan was their top champion, okay, and when you think about potentially the second or third biggest promotion in wrestling history, you've got to be having a conversation about New Japan Pro Wrestling. Okada's their top champion ever. Okay, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a couple of people that are going to pop up and go, no, Okada isn't the greatest New Japan Pro Wrestler champion of all time, but he would definitely be in the argument, right? For those of you naysayers, he would definitely be in that conversation. So for me, whether you like him or not, you got to admit that he's going to be in that conversation. And Daniel Bryan and his run has got to be in the conversation for one of the top 5 runs that we've ever seen. The Yes Movement, even though, okay, so maybe Roman's run is kind of up there, but bro, nothing since then has come even close to the Yes Movement. So when you take a guy that was at one point the biggest wrestler in the world in Daniel Bryan and potentially still being considered as one of the top wrestlers in the business today, and you take Okada, potentially one of the greatest and biggest international wrestlers of all time, particularly on the eastern side of this planet, okay, then I've got to say that I don't know if the match will live up to it, Road Dogg, okay? I really don't. But what I can tell you is that there's no question that going into it, this is the biggest international match that has been booked in the last 10 years. I know that the wrestling nerds, us marks, are going to be crazy and defend Omega and all this, right? But going into that match, Kenny Omega was a blip on the big scale of professional wrestling, okay? He hadn't arrived like he has now, years later. So I know I'm giving a long-winded answer here, Road Dogg, but the truth of the matter is whether we know about him or not, Okada is considered to be one of the greatest international wrestlers of all time. And Daniel Bryan is probably one of the greatest American wrestlers of all time who reached the pinnacle of the business. Bro, think about it. He beat Triple. He beat Orton. He beat Batista on the biggest show ever. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm going to go ahead and have to say yes. And maybe I'm going out on a little bit of and thank you, Robert, my guy, talk about he thinks it'll live up to the hype. Why? Because he knows who Okada is and he's seen him work, and everybody knows who Daniel Bryan is. But I'm going to kind of throw it back to you on this, Road Dogg, because let me tell you, it's a not a big deal. It's the biggest deal of the last decade, to answer the question.
Well, will it live up to, because they're also on Forbidden Door 2, they're going to have Omega and Ospreay again. Is that match going to overshadow Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson?
No, because I think we already know the outcome. The outcome is going to be that since Ospreay got the first one, Omega gets the second one, and then the third one will be at Wembley. And then I think that'll be when Ospreay gets over on the third one. But I don't know. Hopefully I'm not misconstruing those. I think that's the order that it happened in. Well, and I'll say this to you, Jared, from a professional wrestling in the ring type perspective, potentially that's a better match, but you can't tell me that from a booking perspective, a putting people in the seats perspective, that Will Ospreay versus Omega is going to put more people in the seats. And that's what I mean when I say, is this the biggest international match that's ever been booked? Or I should say in the last 10 years, it's because this is guaranteed to put more chairs in the seats than Will Ospreay and Omega could do themselves. It's just my personal opinion. So,
and are we gonna get Punk versus Kenta at some point?
Actually, you know what? I hadn't even thought about that. That would be phenomenal. You know why? Because they both operated kind of at the same speed. Their moveset, I think age-wise, they're kind of comparable. And obviously there's history there because everybody knows where the GTS the GTS came from.
He admitted he stole it from him.
Is it called stealing in wrestling?
Hey, that's true. It's I guess it's borrowing, I guess you would say.
Yeah, because like did Kevin really steal the stunner, or did he ask Stone Cold if he could use it? I think it's only stealing if you suck at it and you didn't get the blessing. We all know that CM Punk got the blessing. We all know that Kevin Owens got the blessing. You know, John Cena, when he started doing his springboard stunner, he got the blessing. So is it stealing if you got the blessing?
Probably not. I mean, is there any other matches that you want to see between AEW and New Japan that maybe you would fly underneath the radar?
Yes, I would absolutely love to see. Oh, you said AEW, right? Okay, I would love to see a Jeff Cobb, versus Keith Lee. That's a big horse match, baby.
Big beefy men slapping meat.
Beefy men, all right? And then, of course, I would love to see Gunther go against, like, somebody who's of equal size over there. Oh, Bad Luck Fale. Bad Luck Fale and do you know who that is?
Yeah, isn't that
Bullet Club. Big.
Those are aren't those Meng's kids, Haku's kids?
I don't know if they're
one of them is.
I know who you're talking about. You're talking about the brothers. Yeah. Tama Tonga and Tamaleo. And then you also got, like I said, you got my big guy, right? Bad Luck Fale. I would love to see him, who's a veteran, who, you know, has his own school down in Australia and everything. And then also to see Gunther, who's a rising big guy that can do it all. Like, I would love to see that. All right, here we go. We got jokes now.
Here we go.
What do we got? Read it off for us, bro.
Rodell versus a salad, money versus a QT pizza. Hey, QT pizza is not bad. I like.
Fired! Shots fired!
Yo, Sonny out here talking mad shit, bro. Don't worry about it, Rodell. At least you showed up today. His ass hasn't hosted the show in like 8 months. Shut up, Sonny. Shut up. Nobody want to hear your crap. What? Or wait. Is fat jokes where we cross the line? Or are we good?
No, we're good. We're fine. We're good.
Sure, because
I haven't. It's not like I haven't had fat jokes all my entire life. I've been a little bit round for.
I'm actually excited when I hear fat jokes because I'm just waiting to hear a new one, and not many people bring a lot of the new ones on. So you know what? Since you just had some shots fired on you, I think this is the perfect time to do a transition, bro, dog. What do you say we jump into tonight's edition of the Wrestle Talk Podcast Shoot and Shout segment, man? You think you could drum something up from your chest and bring the heat for me tonight?
Yeah, it might not be what. It might not be what, because there's something that's fresh. I don't know if we want to go. I don't know if
we can keep it light if you want.
Yeah.
But if you want to go hard, then we can go hard. You know me. I don't.
Yeah. Go ahead and let's kick up the music, because one, I just want to hear the music because I think it's great.
It is great. No, who doesn't love Broadway, baby? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for episode 437 of the Wrestle Talk Podcast. We welcome you into one of our favorite segments. We call it the Wrestle Talk Podcast Shoot and Shout segment.
It's just one of those days when you don't want to wake up. Everything is fun, everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you want to justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact, and if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet's to stay away, motherfucker. It's just one of those days. It's all about the heat.
All right, Road Dogg, you know what to do, baby.
Okay.
It's your time to lay it on us.
Actually, I just came up with something because I caught it out of the corner of my eye. I want to talk about the most boring wrestler in the entire world, and he comes from the Kansas City area, and his name is Baron Corbin, and I really wish he would get off of my screen because I find him to be boring. He's been boring the entire time, with the exception of that little bit of time that he was broke ass Corbin, because I thought that was hilarious, but he's just boring. He does nothing. He adds nothing. He's in NXT right now. He's wrestling Trick Williams. So, yeah. Baron Corbin, I'm done with him. Maybe he'll be on the next set of releases.
Okay, we got the members of the Wrestle Talk family booking matches right now. Sunny Money versus Sister Hoss in a casket match.
And I knew that was gonna. No, I mean.
No,
he goes on TikTok and does these barbecue type things. I mean, it's Kansas City. Kansas City doesn't know anything about barbecue.
Oh, come on, bro. Are you serious right now? Is that how you gonna do it? The Iron Sheik doesn't even agree with you. One more time for the boys in the back that didn't hear it. Fucking bullshit. Fucking bullshit.
I just could do without him. So and maybe it's a Kansas City thing. I don't know, but I mean, I have no use for him.
Okay, I'm gonna keep this quick. I got 2 shooting shouts. Number 1, everybody kept saying we was gonna get swept. Everybody kept saying round 1, round 2, round 3, Boston's gonna beat you, Milwaukee's gonna beat you, everybody, the Knicks are gonna beat you, the Bulls are gonna beat you. Guess what? The Heat are in the finals, and you're not. My shooting shot number 2, bro, I've been trying to give away this lunchbox for months. Today is the day. My man Jared is in the lead right now. You guys in the comment section keep bringing the heat. I don't care if you won a prize before. If you share, if you comment, if you like, if you keep talking shit, if you want to come on and join us, go ahead and do that, because I'm getting rid of this lunchbox today. It is the last day I will have it in my house, either this or I'm going to give it away to the homeless guy down the block. So somebody better claim this thing because I'm sick of it laying around I already got one. I got one that's mine already. Guys, it's still in the plastic, literally still in the plastic. So I'm upset that it's taken this long to give away this lunchbox. So guys, why don't you do me all a favor and keep the engagement coming? Hit the like, hit the share, keep talking trash. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to give away this. Oh, hey!
Oh, hell.
Oh, shit.
What's going on over here, my guy?
Yo.
Are you here for shooting shot, bro? You got one for us?
Yes, I do.
All right, let's go ahead and give you the Michael Rappaport, baby. Go ahead and hit it.
All right, so this is my shoot and shout. Obviously, it's summertime. I hope everyone's having a beautiful summer. And before I go on here, what's up, Wrestle Talk family? What's up, everybody? I miss y'all, man. I really do. It's summertime. We're all enjoying summer. We enjoyed Memorial Day. We're about to enjoy 4th of July. We're enjoying the weekends. Everybody, please, if you're drinking liquor, if you're drinking beer, if you're drinking seltzers, learn how to control yourself. Learn how to hold your alcohol, all right? Listen, I just went to the SICW Fan Fest, all right? And I seen a couple people there on Friday night that didn't know how to hold their liquor and made an ass out of themselves. All right? Hey, Renee, you're laughing. You know I've done it myself, man.
Yep.
So it just comes with age and wisdom and all that. And these were some young cats, too. But, man, no one likes stumbling ass drunk all over the place people. Come on, man. Don't ruin the summer vibes. Learn where you need to cut it off at, all right? 2 beers, 1 water. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So that's my shoot and shout. Learn how to hold your liquor.
Never drew a dime. Not a dime. Not a dime.
So how did you enjoy the SICW Fan Fest?
Beautiful, man. I had such a great experience. Got to see Wrestle Talk podcast own Jeremy Clark. I got a big hug out of him. I seen so many great faces that I haven't seen in a long time. So many faces that I only know through social media that I finally got to meet in person. The Hall of Fame was great. The wrestling show itself was great. My highlight was El Diablo versus Dr. Ison. I even seen some of the Hall of Famers like Gerald Briscoe and JBL sitting there like watching that match. So shout out to them fellas. But it was great. The overall weekend was great. I loved being in St. Louis. But Sunday morning, I looked at my wife. I said,
Hey, Sonny, sorry to interrupt. But before you go on too far, we got a little comment here. You care to address that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I did, Aaron Wallace. I did see one Dick Douglas at an SICW Fan Fest. And yeah, let's just say that Dick Douglas learned how to fall in line real fucking quick, all right?
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Listen, bro, it ain't just a saying that I put on my post on social media. When I say it, I mean it. We're the best pro wrestling podcast in the game today. We've got a slew of hosts who bring the noise each and every Tuesday. We're climbing up to episode 500. This ain't nothing new. This ain't our first rodeo. We've had people come. We've had people go. But they all know. Every single one of them, including a certain Dick. All right? So that's what that is.
Woo! I love it. Sonny. I absolutely love the energy, bro. I just want to say this to you, dog. Thank you. Thank you for putting your family first. I know a lot of people miss you. You saw the comments earlier pop up underneath you there. We miss having you as a regular host. I'm sure if you could be here every single Tuesday night, you would be.
You know,
you got a bunch of little boys that you're taking care of. You're being a super dad, and you're a great guy. You know, all the way around as a friend, probably at your job as well. So, you know, whenever that time comes, just know, bro, that if your Tuesday evenings ever open back up, you know, you're always going to be a part of the team. So that's never going to change. But what I'm saying is when your availability changes, then you can tell just by in the comment section, people just miss having you on regularly. I hope.
No, and I miss being here, man. And that's why even before I got started on that shooting shout out, I really wanted to give that shout out to everybody. You know, I miss everybody in the comment section. I miss Rodell trashing me about the garbage ass pizza in Missouri known as Quick Trip Pizza. I miss it all. I really do, man. So
all day.
What's that?
Casey's all day.
Oh, Casey's all day, bro. If you're going fast food pizza, man, it don't hold a candle. Casey's don't hold a candle to Quick Trip, all right? So Only bums in St. Louis rep Quick Trip Pizza, bro. That's and plus y'all got that trash known as emos too, man. I thought that came out the back of the dumpster, so I don't know what happened there. But listen, in all seriousness, I'm gonna get back to do what I'm doing. But you guys are in the background. I can't wait till Clay Huna. I can't wait for that interview, man.
15 minutes.
Yo, I can't. Yo, and Renee, you know how far we go back with Clay Huna, bro. So you know what I mean. It's been long overdue. But Rodell, it's good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you're on. I'm glad you're hosting. Much love to you. You know that, dude. And I wouldn't throw shots if I didn't fucking love you. So I love you to death, dude. I really mean that.
We got brotherly love to
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
It's all family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The way, I think just in general, I think that's the way that that we are, the way we grew up, Sonny, like Mexican, Italian, whatever. Like if I talk shit to you, that's a good thing. If I don't talk to you at all, then you already know I don't fuck with you.
It's funny. It's funny because tonight at my dinner table, I had my mother over here, and I had a couple kids at the table with me, and like I was breaking that down to my kid Jay Money, 13 years old. I was like, "Listen, we're gonna roast you in this house, so when you go out in public, you're ready." You know what I mean? Because that's what it is. We roasting out here. You know, we got to keep it lighthearted, but it's all love, fellas. You guys keep rocking on with this, and like I said, I'll be in the comment section. I'll have you guys on in the background. Thank you so much for letting me come on here. All right.
All right, Sonny. It's good seeing you again.
Good to see you. Love you, Night Owl. Peace out, fellas.
Heat. Let's go, Heat. Let's go. We out here,
Let's go.
Let's go, beast. Sonny Money Mayo, ladies and gentlemen, man. How many guys that are still with us? Thank you, guys.
How many cups of coffee do you think he's had?
You know what, bro? I gotta work on that graphic. I gotta work on the. I think you started this, the Luke Roberts, not so freak out meter. And then I thought that was good because he's like, I'm about to go off, and then my man sounds like a librarian afterwards. So we got to work on that. And then you got Sonny with the coffee meter.
You notice that we have the Justin Wade rant, the J Wade rant meter I put on there.
I'm talking about like getting a real graphic for it to like make that shit like.
No, there was last time I was on there. We did adjust because Justin had a week where he was just going on rants for like.
Okay, can somebody resend me that, bro? Because I don't see
it. I was on the brand thing. I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay,
it was just a banner we scrolled at the bottom. So.
Okay, so if you guys still have it, send it back to me because I don't see it. So I would love to. My bad.
Yeah.
Oh man, try.
Yeah, but no. This one week he was just going on. He was just like every high spot. It was just like he was just like fed up with everything, and we were like, me and Luke were like, okay, we're gonna start. And I was backstage, and I wasn't on camera. I'm like, okay, one,
okay, just
two.
Yo, my man, hey, my guy from I-70, Josh, had a few brewskis with Sonny. Hey, Josh, are you sure that it wasn't you or Chase he was talking about that was out there acting like a lightweight? Are you sure, bro? Yeah, don't snitch on yourself, bro. Don't be dry snitching on yourself. No, you be sharp out here. You heard me? Susie says, Dom likes Caesar pizza. Tagline pizza. Okay, you're gonna have to explain that one to me, but I love the love anyway.
And you were talking about Casey's. Casey's is more of an Illinois type thing. I don't know if it's out in your area or what, but apparently someone describes Casey's pizza as a pizza joint with a gas station attached to it. Their pizza is apparently really good. I've never had it, but I hear
fire.
That
it's pretty fire. Yeah.
For gas station pizza, I guess you can't.
Actually, if you had a few brewskis, bro, that shit goes down like a charm. I'm telling you right now. I speak from personal experience. And so apparently Sonny's starting beef with other buy. Hey, I'm cool with the I-70 guys. Sonny, if you want to beef with them guys, that's on you, bro. The I-70 guys have always been mad respectful to me. They've always been nice. I remember they even approached me early on, like, hey, Renee, what do you think about this, that, or whatever? And not that I've done anything truly to help them, but it was just like, yo, hey, blah, 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 whatever, like real casual, real respectful. So, Sonny, your beef with the I-70 guys is all your beef. Me and them guys are cool. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate them because when I stepped away from Contrary, they kind of like inherited my beef with Ray Leone and with Dick Richards and that gang. So, you know, for me, it's just one of those things where they basically are thinking around the same lines as I am, that Ray Leone and Dick Douglas and you know, those chancla lovers, you know what I mean? Paz and Violencia, they're all a bunch of jerks. So, you know, when I stepped away from commentary, the I-70 guys just kind of by default ended up filling that role and picking up where I left off with that beef with them. So I always appreciated them for that.
I have a funny story about the chancla thing.
Okay.
Whenever WWE was in Puerto Rico and it was Zelina Vega and Rhea Ripley, and
by the way, was that show amazing or what?
That crowd was just
American crowds suck ass.
Yes, that is true. But when
except in Boston, Philly, and Chicago,
when Zelina grabbed something from her, I think her grandma was there in the front row, and she grabbed like a sandal, and they actually called it a chancla. I'm like, I remember that. That was the
see.
See, it was just awesome because she just started beating Rhea with the chancla. I'm like, what? Zelina's probably had that from her grandma.
The legend of the chancla, bro. The chancla never misses. I mean, come on, bro. And yeah, no question. Bad Bunny theme was on fire, bro. And you know what? I think would have been a good high spots question, bro. A good high spots question would have been like, why the hell are international shows so much? You know what? I'm gonna try this. Let's hit the randomizer one more time. We're gonna have Clay Huna join us in just a minute because I do want to hit one more topic. But before we do that, Rodell, and I'll need your help here. I do want to take just a very, very brief moment and hit high spots, okay? Because I want to hit, I'm sorry, not high spots. I want to hit snippets of truth because I think we got enough time for one more topic. But the reason I'm going to do snippets of truth is because this week it's Perry that needs our prayers. It's him that needs our petitioning. He's got kidney stones.
Brother.
He's not feeling well at all. That is not a good vibe. I know.
I have heard. I have not. Knock on. I need to find some wood to knock
right
on
here.
wood.
Right here.
Knock on wood that I've never had kidney stones. However, I've heard people that have had kidney stones say it's like one of the worst pains ever in the entire world. So I feel for Perry. I hope he feels better. He always brings so much positivity to the show, and it's great. And with everything else that's going on, Renee has had some personal loss last week. One of his good friends passed away. I just recently, last Friday, lost someone that I didn't know about until Monday because we were kind of out of touch. But the other DJ that worked at Wild Country with me passed away. He was a former radio host, and he was, his country DJ. Passed away at 57. And I don't know why. I haven't found out why yet. It kind of hit me kind of hard because I was like, and what I regret the most is that I was thinking about sending him a message, giving him a call, like the week and a half before that, and it was just I didn't make that call. So
if we could deliver any message, our message is after the show tonight, if there's somebody you haven't reached out to that you think you need to talk to, make that phone call. Put the beef behind you, put it to the side. And guess what? Here's how we're going to reward you if you do that. We're going to give you a freaking badass interview with Clay Huna here in a couple of minutes. I mean, come on, bro.
And also, you
know what I'm saying? He's in the back, yo. Clay Huna's in the back. He's got the green M&Ms. We got him some Hawaiian Bros. My man is chilling in the back, you dig me? So as soon as he comes on, he's got that energy. He's already like, you feel me? So Clay Huna will be joining us in a couple of minutes. I know y'all are hyped for that. Share, y'all. I see 14, 15 people watching live on the Facebook alone, and I only got 8 likes on the Facebook. What the hell? Y'all must really not want this lunchbox. That's what I'm under. Y'all don't really want this thing. Okay, I'll just go ahead and give it to the homeless shelter down. I mean, come on, guys. I'm trying to get this thing away. You dig me? I'm trying to give it away. But anyway, Road Dogg. I do want to go ahead and get into this, and I'm going to make it very, very quick. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my East Coast on and get this thing rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, for a very, very important moment in tonight's show, a segment we try to do every single week that we're on live, usually hosted by Big Daddy P. He can't be here because he's dealing with kidney stones. So we're going to put a shout out to the big man upstairs on his behalf and on behalf of many, many others that may be hurting today. Let's hit the music. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this segment doesn't make sense to a whole lot of people, but we bring professional wrestling, love, faith, spirituality, good vibes, and we mesh it all into one. We've been doing it for a long time. We call it the Snippets of Truth. So how does it work? You send us a message. You shoot us an email, smoke signals, text, Facebook Messenger, however it is that you can communicate with us. All you got to do is let us know, hey, I got a request for Big Daddy P. And Big Daddy P comes on. He does his thing. We talk about some of the stuff that people are petitioning, and then he goes into a brief prayer. So that's exactly what we'll do. So the ones that I have on deck are Big Daddy Chris Rodell. Big Sexy Chris Rodell. You guys heard he's dealing with his dear friend that just recently passed away. Haas is dealing with a cousin that just recently passed away. We're dealing with myself. I just traveled to Florida just less than a week ago. I was in Florida because my very, very best friend growing up down in Boca passed away. So there's been a lot of like tumultuous times, even like things that have hit home here with the gang at the WTP. But really, this petition goes out to anybody who's out there hurting, anybody who's missing something in their life. There's an emptiness in their soul. There's an emptiness in their heart. We'll pray that you won't necessarily always look inside yourself. Maybe look up, you know what I'm saying? A little prayer, a little bit of positive energy towards the Creator could do wonders for your life, guys. So we'll encourage you to kind of join us in thanking God for today, thanking God for all the good moments, the food, the relationships, the love, the affection that we get from this world. But we also know that there's a lot of hurting and suffering. I'm going to give you guys just a couple of examples of some of the stuff that we're dealing with here kind of on a local level. Even some of the hosts have been going through a difficult time. So we just kind of ask God, to please watch over us and to continue to bless us every single day and to help us kind of unite through the pain, right? Because we know there's going to be pain in this world. So we ask you, good Lord, to please just watch over all the members of the Wrestle Talk family, to strengthen those people that are having a difficult time, that are hurting, that are lonely, that are aching, that are in pain, that are hungry, whatever it may be. God, we know that you're all powerful. You're all you're all omnipotent. And we know that only through you, God, we can find cure and relief from all of this pain. So on behalf of the Night Owl and all the members of the Wrestle Talk podcast, we thank you for all your mercy and your peace and your patience. And we pray, Father, that you'll give all of us strength and healing in whatever it is that we may be dealing with, including folks that don't know you. I also think of my Sonny. He was on earlier. His son's dealing with an upcoming surgery. So we just again ask you and thank you so much for being so amazing to us. And we ask you to please forgive us for our transgressions. And just know Wrestle Talk Podcast got love for the Lord. And we pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Amen and amen. So Rodell, I know those are big shoes to fill, bro. Did I do a good job filling in for Big Daddy P?
I think Big Daddy P would be proud, very, very proud. I mean,
yeah, man. And with me, I always just try to come from the heart, bro. I ain't trying to do any no rehearsed stuff. That's just not how I get down. So, people, you should have taken off your hat. You should have closed your eyes. Well, you know what? I did it as sincerely as I could from my heart. And if that's not the right way, then I don't want to be right. You know what I'm saying?
There's no real right or wrong way to do it. I don't think. I mean, honestly, that's just. I don't think there's a right or a wrong way to do anything. So, I mean, it's however you feel most comfortable about it.
Oh, wow. And there's a few other people here. Susie lost her dog. Nanny, God bless Nanny. Love you, Renee. Again, guys, hit that text at the top. I would love to see who sent this message. Thank you. I love you too, brother, sister, whoever that may be. Remember, hit the text at the top of the post. And say approve, and then that way if you comment again, which we would love for you to do, then we'll know who it was. And then let me make sure I got everybody here. Clay Huna is going to be here just a matter of seconds, guys. 2 minutes away, as a matter of fact. Sorry, Rodell, I'm just going back, make sure we didn't miss any.
Mr. Dick Douglas joined us.
No, we're not. Come
okay.
on, bro. You got to let me build today. All right. Also, mentioned Nikki a minute ago. Sonny, I'm glad that it came to me. I didn't see the comment, I swear. Susie Haas, prayers to Big Daddy P, again, with the kidney stones. So, okay. So now we're done with the snippets of truth, and we can move on to a comment. I know you could hardly resist yourself, Rodell. I saw it too. Why don't you go ahead and put up the very, very first one? Because this is huge news. A guy we haven't heard from in over 8 months here on the Wrestle Talk podcast.
We are making a big announcement soon with the toxicity and elitism in pro wrestling. We needed to reconnect our core values to develop a foundation for success to achieve that shining city on the hill.
What the hell does that even mean? Cryptic nonsense. You know what, Dick? Okay, I know Sonny wasn't real nice to you earlier, and I think if you were sitting across the table from me, you would agree that you probably deserve that shit. But guess what? You already know who the Don is. So you have your people from the Hill send me and my people a letter or something, some sort of correspondence. And if you want to sit around and we can break bread and we can go and we can negotiate some business, Paisan, then there's a good chance that we can let bygones be bygones. But when you violate, you got to be the one that reaches out and does the right thing. Okay, you got Henry, you got to go home. Okay, Henry. For those who understand what I'm saying, will understand what I'm saying. You got to go home to the family. So I would love to hear, not from Dick Douglas's representation, not from his social media department, from his PR team, or any of that statement nonsense that he likes to do, Rodell. I would love to hear from Dick Douglas directly. From one boss to another boss, Dick Douglas, I'm opening the door for you one last time. Hopefully you're not going to take this and abuse my generosity, because that's not something that's going to really help anybody, okay? But if you want to reach out to the Night Owl and you want to sit down and you want to break bread and you want to talk business, then I'll give you the opportunity to do that. Just know, don't send any of your pencil neck geeks or your overpaid greaseball lawyers. You're going to have to come and sit with the Night Owl yourself. I think that's a fair proposition, right, Rodell? All things considered.
Yeah, I mean, talk face to face and not through social media.
Jose, he is doing it again. Look at him. Just read that off for me, bro.
CJ Shine is a sellout. Okay, totally corrupted by the elites. I thought highly of him. It was disappointing to say the least. Our team decided there was no other option. This goes back to the time that CJ Shine defended the Dynamo Pro D1 Championship in an open challenge. It wasn't even a Dynamo show. It was an IWA show, I believe. Right. And Dick Douglas answered it and jumped him in the parking lot.
No surprise. Apparently, people think Dick Douglas is on jungle juice. I'm not sure Dick Douglas even knows what that is. Sonny says he's just the consigliere. All right, here we go. The trash talking continues. But guess what? We're going to put a complete pause on the trash talking, because as entertaining as all this is, people have tuned in here tonight for one reason and one reason only. For years, your boy grinded and strived to be the best commentator he could. And you know where he got to start, Rodell? KCXW. And you know who was the first guy to ever walk through the door? Every time I walk through the door, the first guy always come up to me, whether I was a new guy in the room or I've been there 5 or 6 years, it was the big Clay Huna. All right? This dude's been slanging weight since day one. 5 plus 6 plus 7 years in the game. You understand me? And when I say slinging weight, I'm talking about inside the ring, using them hips, devastating people with that backside, baby. Like really dropping it on them. You get what I mean? As far as the Night Owl's concerned, Clay Huna is one of the least appreciated and underrated talents to ever come out of Kansas City wrestling. I think the man is now a champion, so he deserves his respect, okay? And I'm going to say one other thing. This dude is also one of the best human beings that I've ever met. I've never even sat down, had a meal with my guy. But every time I walk in the door, it's always love. It's always respect. I don't know if the dude's having a great day or a terrible day, but for me, Rodell, he's always treated me like $1 million, always made me feel like gold, and really his smile is infectious. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to proudly welcome into the Wrestle Talk podcast a man who has been long awaited and often hated. That's right, amigos. You know who I'm talking about. The one, the only, Clay Huna. Hit it, boys.
Time off, but he back now. Anyone up against him get smacked down. Hold it all on his home, don't need no background. They talk a big talk, where they at now? They hide, big Clay Huna. They quiet. Shh. Step out, real blow with his chest out. Every name on his list get checked out. Usually keep it cool, but he ready to break a sweat now. Clay Huna, real big step. Only way you need
What's up, brother?
Brother. Welcome to the show, Oos. Welcome to the show. Man? For those people that are from the west side of the tracks, okay, tell them what a big stepper is for me, if you could, Clay Huna, because some people may not understand what that means. What does it mean to be a big stepper?
Well, I mean, first of all, you looking at a big stepper right now. I mean, I'm just saying, Huna in here, first time on Wrestle Talk. First of all, thank y'all so much for having me. It's a blessing. I know me and you, Renee, we've been, trying to link up and do this for a while, but, we finally here. And I got to say, man, that intro was dope. Intro was dope, man.
Y'all tell your boys Cat and Adam, bro. I've been trying to get back to work. They don't holler at your boy.
Hey, man,
I'm just playing. That's all. But no. Shout out Jason. Shout out everybody, man. Like that's my people, man. I know there's been a lot going on. I had a lot going on. Cheers to you, by the way, brother. Cheers to you, man. Cheers to you. But yeah, man, point being, I know there's a lot going on, man, but one of the things I think that we're most excited about is your recent success, bro. Like you gotta, you're repping that belt. KCXW kicked off now, got a couple of shows back under their belt. Post-pandemic, I know that the Saturday Slam kind of kept breathing life back into KCXW, man, but you and I can both agree, and I know Rodell knows this is truth. Bro, there's nothing like a live show. So first, honest question to you, bro, and then we'll just kind of play back and forth like tennis. How did it feel to be back in front of a live audience after 2+ years, brother, of not being able to perform in front of what I think, Kansas City's a home away from home for you. So I know you consider this your second home. I know there's nothing like performing in front of that, hometown crowd, so to speak. How did it feel to be back in Soccer Nation a couple of months ago, back in action, bro? It's had to be huge for you.
Oh man, first of all, I mean, the pandemic, honestly, it killed everything for wrestling and put me in a really bad spot mentally. So to be able to get back into a live crowd, I mean, we'd done a couple of live shows like for other promotions, before KCXW came out. But man, that home crowd, man, there's no feeling like it. Especially that was like one of the first like live shows that I actually got to like be the Clay Huna and like do everything that I do. And to be able to do that and get the reaction from the crowd after 2 years, because mind you, like 2 years, man, that's a long time. And especially in the wrestling world, man, 2 years is like, a decade, 2 decades. So if you're not, picking up on what's going on, man, we had a lot of new stuff going on too, but in order to be in front of that crowd, man, there was nothing like it. It's just that adrenaline rush hits you, like doing the Saturday Slam tapings and stuff. It was great. It was cool, but it's that adrenaline and it's that energy that you get when your music hits and you come out and the crowd's cheering. Man, there's nothing like it.
Well, and my follow-up question is, and you can hear Jared here, he's one of our fans based out of St. Louis area, so people are familiar with you being champion for a while now, but I think this is one of the first times that you've ever held a championship, like, at home. So how does it feel to now, if I'm not mistaken, maybe my timeline is not doing me any service, but to be a champion in your own city, man, that's got to feel like an additional responsibility to you, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, well, first off, so like you said, so this is the very first belt that I've won in my career, 8 years, and it was a hustle. It was a grind.
But you've had tag belts somewhere else, haven't you? Didn't you ever do the tag thing one other time somewhere?
I did it once with Cape Championship Wrestling. Shout out to you guys. I did it once with them, but the titles got stripped from us that night. So It's just one of those things. Right. So, but like this is like my first, so this is like my first legit, like, hey, I'm the champ. I got something. Yeah, no, exactly. And then to do it in my hometown, like yes, I agree. There's a little bit of pressure. Like there's a lot of pressure being the champion, but then being in your hometown, like where you're from, like that extra weight gets put on you because you always want to go out and you always want to perform and you always want to be, at your best. And with this still being a relatively new character for me, like I'm still trying and, seeing it, if this goes here and if this works or if that works. And there's like so many things into it, but I love it. It's been great. It's been a fun ride. I've been able to work with a lot of great people during this run and just being able to still remain the Season of Excellence champ. Yeah, right here. It's just been really gratifying and super humbling.
Well, I love to hear that, and I hate to scold my audience while you're here, but again, Facebook users, if you go up to the top of the post, there's a small paragraph, just click that thing, Once you click it, something else opens up. Just hit approve, and we can actually see who you are, because it's awesome to be giving Clay Huna love, but I'm sure Clay Huna wants to know who his people are.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Yeah, man. Come out of the shadows. Let us know who you are, and we promise we'll put you over.
Well, we want to know who you are so we can give you credit. And
and maybe a little crap too. You
know
well,
that too. I mean, that's
a little bit of both.
That's kind of what we do. So Clay, it's good to finally have you on the Wrestle Talk podcast. I mean, Renee has been looking forward to this interview probably for a long time. He's been trying to get this for a while. So, you recently defended that title against Mason Sox. And how did that match go for you? Because I saw the lead into it, and the commentators were like, "This is going to be a big challenge for Clay Huna." So,
I mean, yeah, it was a big challenge. I mean, if you think about it, like compare my size to Mason, like he's a big boy, and for me to lift him the way I was able to, like, to be quite honest, like when I was going for it, I didn't think it was going to happen. So he was definitely like one of my biggest obstacles since I've had this belt. But once again, like it was a tough match. It was great fought. But, once again, the rump shaker, booty quaker prevailed as usual. Still getting the belt, still winning the gold.
Yes.
He's got this. Clay's got an infectious personality. I could tell. I mean,
what have I been saying?
I can only imagine how he connects with the crowd. He must have like connection. Someone in St. Louis that has a connection with people like that with just an infectious personality is CJ Shine. So,
CJ Shine, are you familiar with CJ Shine, Clay Huna?
Yeah. I've worked CJ before. He came down to Kansas City a couple of times.
Great guy.
Did some work for us. And then we did some work at a company called WPW a long time ago. So I've known CJ for a while. Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean CJ's one of my favorite people in the world. He's tearing it up down in Georgia right now. He's moved out of St. Louis and went down to Georgia, and he's tearing it up. He's tearing it up down there, and the crowds love him just as much down there as they do up here. I mean,
nice.
And CJ's actually going to be up here in June for Dynamo's Pacific show, and the mayor of Pacific is a huge fan of CJ Shine. So
who is it?
Man. Like I'm a personal fan of CJ myself.
It's just the infectious personality that is what it is.
Well, just a quick one here, Rodell. I think we finally found out who User is. And now that we know who it is, we probably know that he can't figure out that he's got to go up and click the text. But my man stay busy. My man, he stays busy. But shout out to Chad Dazzle. You know what I'm saying?
Dazzle.
Razzle Dazzle, baby. XWE all day, you dig? You know what I'm saying? KCXW too. Shout out to Chad Dazzle. Come see me, bro. We in the same city. Don't be a bum, my guy. Come and see your boy the night out. Clay Huna, jumping in from this to another thing. So a little bit earlier, there was a lovely young lady that joined in, and I think we both know who this is. Tell me how important it's been to you to have had the support from your family that you've gotten throughout this career, bro, because you went basically, and I know I'm not 100% accurate with this, but you basically went from wrestling in basketball shorts. Now you got a full-blown gear. You're a champion. You got your custom music. And I know, being a guy that's been in a long-term relationship myself, like I wouldn't have got as far as I have in anything in my profession as a father, as a podcaster, if it hadn't been for my wife and my family. So talk to us about the influence of your family, man, and how big it's been to have them in your corner.
So, I mean, I know she's watching, and she's probably in there listening to me talk right now. So shout out to my
sexy,
wife,
bro. You sound sexy,
Nisha. I love you. Thank you. I mean, but like the support of her, she's been down for this since we met. So I started wrestling in 2014, and then we met in 2015. So it wasn't that big of a gap that I'd been doing wrestling since we had met. But since day one, like she's been so supportive and like amazing with everything. Like, so especially the last 2 years, man, she's been like great for me. Absolutely. Cause we just had a little one. She's 2 years old now. And she's absolutely everything. But in order for me to keep doing this, like the way I'm doing it now and hitting the road a lot heavier, like she's been holding it down here at home with the little one. And she's just been absolutely amazing. They come to every home show, like every show that's within like 2.5 hours, man, they come and My daughter's starting to get like immersed in the wrestling community a little bit. So that's always fun and great to be able to get her in the ring and do stuff. So to have the support of my family, man, it's great. And if I didn't have it, I probably, being the person that I am and, needing to do, handle my business and take care of my responsibilities. If I didn't have their support, I probably wouldn't be doing this right now. And I'm sure my wife is probably thinking the reason why she's letting me do it is because I'd probably be a mean person if I didn't wrestle.
Plus, it keeps you in shape. It keeps you in shape, dog.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
Well,
you get paid to go to the gym,
shape,
or they can pay you. Wait. You can pay to go to the gym, or they can pay you to wrestle and stay in shape, dog. I mean, it's like, you know what I mean?
Great. Yeah, there it is. But like I said, man, she's been great. She's been wonderful. She loves wrestling. She's a fan of wrestling herself, so she'll sit down and actually watch this stuff with me. And she picked up on it really quick. So she's become a huge fan because of me doing this business. And yeah, I mean, it's been great. She's been a wonderful help, and I can't thank her enough for allowing me to pursue this dream. Because, like, other than her and my daughter, wrestling is literally all I have.
I think Rodell's going to take a brief break. We'll have him back in just a minute. So let me jump from that to this. So you got your wife watching, and then you have world-renowned, highly respected promoters that are also tuning in, not, more than just one. So how does it feel to have people that are credible and respected in the business, interested enough to tune in to an interview with old Clay Huna? How does that feel, bro? Because clearly it's one thing to be in the business, and it's a whole nother thing to have respect in the business. I think you're transitioning to that phase where you're starting to get some respect in the business. How does that feel to get some respect, not only from your peers, but also from your superiors?
Humbling, honestly. Like it's super humbling, because within like the last 2 or 3 years since I've like been the Clay Huna, I've really been noticing like my in-ring abilities getting up, and like I'm starting to have better matches, and I'm doing things that I didn't do when I was doing the other gimmicks or the other characters. And so now I feel really comfortable with what I'm doing. So I feel like that's projecting out into the ring, into the audience, and to be able to get that notification or that gratification from all of the promoters and people in the Midwest and those who aren't even listening to this, it's very gratifying, and it's very humbling, allowing me, it's giving me validation that like what I'm doing is good, and I need to keep doing what I'm doing. And I mean, it's great, especially from where I came from, man. You've been there pretty much my entire career. So from the start to wearing, the swimmer trunks and the tights, and not looking like a wrestler at all.
Hey, we all start like that, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Like,
man, it was a struggle, and the come up has been real the last couple of years. But
look at that. Look at that comment, bro. Look at that comment. See what I'm saying right there? Stay healthy, and this young man can write his own ticket, bro.
I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much, Mr. Simmons. I've worked for Herb once before. I've gotten into that like East, like the South St. Louis
SICW
area.
That whole gang.
Yeah,
over there.
I've been able to get in there, and that's fun. Recently this year, I started working with New Breed, and that's been really great. Shout out to Scott and Gordon.
Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Scott. Shout out to
man, all those
down there, bro.
All those guys have been really great. Shout out to Iceman first of all.
Shout out to my man Robbie. Shout out to the champ. Yo, the champ. They talking to the champ now. He's a champ over on the Kansas side now. So shout out to my man Ice, baby.
Hey, I mean, I can put this up. We can defend it. I mean, we can make belt for belt. Happen,
I'm a longtime member of Iceman's Icicles. So take it easy. Don't make me pick, dog. Don't be like that.
Big shout out to him, man. We had a match a couple months ago in New Breed, and to be able to do some of the stuff I did in that match and really like be able to be the Clay Huna and not worrying about all the moves and everything like that I got to do, and trying to win this match, to be able to just go out and be the Clay Huna and like,
hey, word to the wrestlers, they're gonna hate this. Man, hey, Clay, they're gonna hate this. Word to the wrestlers, don't nobody give a shit about your moves, bro. I'm sorry. We want y'all to engage with us. We want you to make us laugh and smile and cheer. The Clay Huna character is gonna be much better than somebody that can put 14 different leg locks and ankle breaks and shit like that. Bro, nobody give a shit about that. We want to see character. We want to see smiling. We want to see anger. We want to see passion. So that's what I think that Clay Huna gives you the ability to do, dog. Because man, not everybody's gonna be the best technical wrestler. Ain't everybody gonna be Ben Wall, bro? You know what I'm saying? Man. Like, so if you can make that shit entertaining, bro, we don't need all that, bro. We got chain wrestling and stuff, man. For what?
That's big facts. And like I said, man, you've been here, throughout my career, and trying to get things work. And like starting from where I was at doing the Heavens gimmick to now being the big Clay Huna, the big brother, it's been like the character level and like the emotion and everything I've been able to do has been like escalated and been so much better.
Yeah, there's no question about it, man. And I just continue to read the comments here. People are excited about what you're doing, man. You seem to be happy with what you're doing. Clearly, you've been healthy for a while. And even folks, hey, even the Wrestle Talk family, I think these are some people that are not as familiar with you. I mean, you've already got them saying brudda. You know what I mean?
Brudda. I mean, yeah, man, but that's like, man, the whole in shape thing and, man, for like, being in shape is huge and important in this business, and it's something that I didn't take granted. Like I took for granted a lot, just like I did a lot of other things in this business. But I took that for granted, and so I say this: like when my daughter was born in 21, I was 235, and that is the heaviest I've ever been. It was sloppy. It didn't look good. Like my stomach hung over my pants. Like it's not a good look. Like I was like disgusted with myself, and then like once I had my kid and I held her and she looked at me, I was like, all right, man, it's time to do some work. So I've been really focusing on my diet and really trying to get like myself back together. I have a trainer. Shout out to Michelle. She's been really great. Like I've seen more results with her since I started this in January than I have doing this by myself. So she's been really good.
Accountability, baby.
Been motivating. Yeah, man. And that's the major thing with working out. Like with me personally, like if I'm working out on my own, it's just not gonna happen. Like I'm not motivated. And, like, if I have someone there with me,
you're honest with yourself. I love it.
Man, like if I have someone there with me, like Michelle, she's great because she'll sit there and like she'll yell at me, she'll cuss at me if I'm messing up. Like there was one time we were doing an ab workout and I just couldn't, because stomach, I couldn't get up like I needed to. She was like, "Get the F up," and I looked at her and I was like, "Man, screw you!" And like all kinds like we almost went at it, but it was from a place of love, and I knew where it was coming from. It was like, "Hey, I'm just trying to help you, and I'm trying to get you right."
Clay's throwing hands in the gym with his personal trainer. You know,
she'll beat that ass. That's what it is.
Facts, man. She kicks my butt every time we get in there, and when I'm in it, I hate it. I absolutely hate it, but I love it, and like the results I've seen, I've really loved it, and I really appreciate her, man. And like she's just been really great and motivating and like helping me like get to where I want to be. And that's like one thing that's been great with the Clay Huna. Like I realized like with this character, I don't need to be a body guy. I don't need to be 235, jacked to the gills, 8-pack. Like I need to be in shape and I need to be able to look good and be able to perform to my best. But I don't have to be a body guy.
Hey bro, let me ask you a question.
That I've been working for.
Who's scarier, Finn Balor or Brunson Reed? Exactly. Exactly. Brunson Reed is more scary, dog. I'm sorry. It's big guys. We're the strongest men in the world,
like if you look at Finn, though, man, that man is 0% body fat. Like if he wanted to, he could probably pick up.
Yeah, but he can't kill you by sitting on you, my guy. You understand what I'm saying? He can't.
No, that's facts, and I agree with that.
Are you as big of a Gunther fan as Renee is? Because
Renee. Oh, yeah. First of all, you got to get that right. It's Gunther. Man, I absolutely love Gunther. I love everything. I like the name Walter better, but because that's when I became a fan of him was when he did during a pandemic match with Eli Dragunov. That's when I became an absolute fan of Gunther. And seeing what he's doing now, that boy is a star. Like that boy is a star.
He's on TV as much as Roman now. He's like 5 seconds a show. That's
yes. If they keep letting that boy just do what he's doing now, and like the comparison of being in shape, like dude can talk and he's in great shape. Like compared to when he was in NXT UK, where he is now, man, that boy's been doing work.
Yeah, he looks like a completely different person than what he was with Walter. So as Walter. So
quick comment here. I want to make sure we don't get any of these missed. It says either in the ring or in the crowd or backstage. The greatest thing is seeing people in the business grow and reach their goals. I think he's suggesting that that's exactly what it looks like you're doing, bro.
Man, I mean, thank you so much. That's
huge. You're getting the love, bro. So was
it
worth the wait?
I love all the love. Bring the
was
love.
It worth the wait?
Yes. Oh man. Yes. And I was actually thinking about that before we did this. And I was thinking about when we first initially started talking about this, I was doing the Mr. Casey gimmick character. And that was really cool and it was great, but it wasn't as over as the Clay Huna is now. Because my issue with the Clay Huna, like I could go out and have a bomb match, but if I'm in like Salina, Kansas at XWE, or I'm in Denver, or if I'm not in Kansas City, man, Camels don't give a crap about Kansas City. And
Nope.
I mean, as much as I love my hometown,
No one
I love
cares.
where I'm from, I love the people, but people truly don't care about
if you were
other
running the
cities where they're
KC
from.
gimmick in Denver, then you would get heat. If you were
Yes.
running that gimmick in Vegas, where the Raiders are, I think, and again, this is just breaking the fourth wall.
If you were running that gimmick in St. Louis, you would get heat.
Yes,
because St. Louis and Kansas City seem to have this natural rivalry that we know St. Louis is better. But so
you see what I'm talking about?
You
gotta slide it in. You gotta slide that shit right in, didn't you?
The only thing we don't have, we do not have an NFL team. We lost our team to LA. So I mean.
You know what else you don't have? Anything less than a top 10 rating when it comes to murders. So you don't have that either.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing to be proud of because Kansas City and St. Louis, we both have that. It's getting ridiculous.
But we do have really good barbecue here in St. Louis.
Yes, fire.
No, you don't.
They're 3 or 4, bro.
With you.
Kansas City, Memphis. Kansas City, Memphis. Texas in general's got some pretty damn good barbecue, and then maybe St. Louis.
However, I will say that
Memphis,
no one in St. Louis can perfect the burnt ends like Oklahoma Joe's or Joe's.
Come on, the
Z-Man,
baby.
I'm old school. I like
Ribs,
the hole in the wall barbecues places, man. Shout out to Big T. Shout out to LC's barbecue, man. That's the stuff that I grew up on here in Kansas City. Slap, man. Slaps is cool, but it's not LC's. And
personally, I'm a Woodyard guy. I'm a Woodyard guy. Nobody's even heard of Woodyard.
I know what you're talking about. I do like Woodyard. Yeah. But like I said, man, I grew up on LC's. I grew up on Big T's. So stuff like that, man, that's the stuff that I love. And I grew up on.
Apparently, you have to go to the Joe's Barbecue that's in the actual gas station. I don't even know if it's still there. And that's not here. It's actually in Kansas, if I'm not mistaken.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
KCK, Mission Road. Real quick here down below, it says, Sonny says, take away the rest of shit. I'm glad you're a dope human being. You've always treated my family and I with nothing but love. So there it goes, baby.
I love, man. I appreciate
you are
that,
over,
man.
My guy. Jeez,
man, but I mean, like, real talk, man. It's all about the fans. Like, everything I do and like everything we do as wrestlers, man, like, everybody say it's about the money. Some people that say it's about like the fame and the prestige or whatever you get, man. But like for me personally, man, wrestling's about the fans. Like they're the reason why I get out and I do stuff that like the human body it's not built to handle. And I go out and do that stuff and put my body on the line to entertain the fans. And it's great and it's so much fun. And I do it for them because like growing up and watching wrestling, like I looked up to all those guys. I looked up to Rock and Kishi and Austin and Taker and all those guys. So to be able to get in the ring and to be able to have those little kids look at me in the same light that they do, like Roman and Cena on them, like that's really great. And that's why I do it personally.
Those kids in Missouri. Go ahead, Rodell. Sorry.
It's great. It's great to go to a WWE or AEW show, because they're the big name. But if you go to an independent show, you're gonna be close. One, you're gonna be closer. Two, you're going to have more interaction with the wrestlers because during the intermissions they're going to come back. They're going to come out during the intermission and talk to you. They're going to, after the show, they're going to come and talk to you. And it's a better, to me, it's a better experience. I think it's better off to spend $10-15 for an indie show than it would be to shell out $25-30 for a WWE AEW show.
And see, that's the stuff I love, man.
Way more than that.
Like, since you brought that up, man, like, that's the stuff I love is, like, that crowd interaction. Because being in the ring and, like, that crowd interaction is what, like, gets me going and, like, allows me to, like, really be the Clay Huna. So, like, I feed off the energy. So, like, when I'm got old dude in the corner and I'm getting ready to hit the hindsight, I'm getting ready to put cheeks to face. Like, that crowd reaction and that hype when they're cheering and they're getting ready, like, yeah, put the butt in his face. And I do it. And I get that loud pop, man. That's why I do everything. And that's like the feeling that like I love. And it's just that adrenaline that you get from the crowd cheering for the things you do. And like the little stuff, like just putting your butt in someone's face. Like that's really cool to me.
That peach emoji.
Peach cobbler, brother.
Yeah. Hey, so two quick things. Number one, if you're going to go to Memphis, BB King's is great, but the best barbecue is Rendezvous. That's number one.
Okay.
Number two, you do know that to my son, nephew, daughter, little cousin that's 6, 7, 8 years old, you are The Rock. The Undertaker. You know that, right? Like, you are that to them, bro.
Yeah.
You realize that, right?
Yeah, you're that influence. And, like, that's what I try to be, and that's what I love to do. Because, like, those guys, like we mentioned, Rock and Taker and Austin and, like, Rikishi, like, Rikishi was my first taste of professional wrestling. Like, that's how I got involved in the business and started, like, becoming a fan was because of him. And so to be able to have someone be a fan of you, like, their first time seeing the show, like, that's really cool. And that's so dope. And, like, that's the stuff that I love and things like that.
All right, another question for you. How old were you when you found out that Yokozuna actually wasn't Japanese?
Okay.
Well, how old were you, dog?
So some of the people might laugh at me. So I got to go back. So my first taste of wrestling, it was 1999. I was 6 years old. It was Rikishi and all that stuff. But as the Ruthless Aggression era, which is like one of the best eras, I missed out on that because I grew out of wrestling when I was like 10 years old and up until I was like 19.
Same.
So I didn't keep up with wrestling at all during that time period. So I was 23, 24 years old when I found out Yokozuna actually was not Japanese and he was a part of like that Samoan dynasty. Like, I was in my 20s and I was like, what? I thought he was Japanese, but he pulled it off so great and he made it look authentic and he put all that work and stuff into it. Yeah, man.
Confession, I didn't find out until my 20s either. My whole life, I thought him and Mr. Fuji were from Japan, bro.
Yes.
Straight up. What about you, Rodell? What about you?
I mean, when he came out, I had absolutely zero idea that he was not Japanese, that he was that he was part of the Samoan dynasty. You know, I mean, it was made. I didn't realize I don't think I realized until after he passed away that he was a part of the Samoan dynasty.
But that's the same way with Taker and Kane. I was just like, I was in my 20s when I found out like they weren't really brothers. And like when I found that out, I was like, hold on, what? They've been playing me this whole time. Like I said, like from like 10 to 19, I was not a wrestling fan. I grew out of it. Like all the people that I was trying to be cool with, they didn't like wrestling. They thought it was fake and a joke and all that stuff. So trying to fit in, I didn't like wrestling. And then once I got out of high school,
Avengers. I tell people, I said the Avengers fake too, fool. I don't want to hear that.
Hey man, those are my heroes too. Don't play.
Be saying that shit, though. I'm like, yo, you know Avengers ain't real, right?
Man, I hate when people walk up and be like, you know wrestling's fake, right? Like, what? Man,
so is your girlfriend's wig?
Like, yeah, man.
Don't play with me.
Okay, tell that to my back the day after a show that it's fake. Okay.
Big facts. Chair shots hurt. Ladder shots hurt. There's absolute taking any kind of move hurts. There's like wrestling hurts, and I don't understand why people don't get that.
Yeah.
Okay,
so funny story
on the board here, real quick. Rodell, go ahead and hit your story, but I want to make sure we hit this question on the way back.
funny story about Kane, the Glenn Jacobs character before he became in Smoky Mountain and stuff. He wrestled here in the St. Louis area, and Luke's brother was in a battle royal with him once. And Luke's brother is a larger gentleman. He's larger than me. He's like he was at the time, he was probably 450, 500 pounds. Glenn picked him up with absolutely no problem. He picked him up.
Jazz, Fresh Prince.
Picked him up and slammed him. And then apparently Glenn looked down and was like, get up. So they did like a 3 slam set, and it was like his strength was amazing. So
yeah, there's no question about it. The skill level and the talent of these guys, I think, is always underestimated. So when people start with that, it's fake shit. I'm like, bro, try it. Like seriously, go to KCX, do a tryout, and then talk to me about how easy it is. You're stupid. You sound dumb, really.
Man,
when people say that shit.
I tell so many people that when I get that comment, like, come train. Like,
yeah, come on.
Learn how to do it.
Bro.
And, let's see if you can hang. Because I've been doing this for 8 years. And, like, there are people who said, man, I could do this
get blown up
easily. Like, no, you
still get blown up.
Everybody gets blown up. So there's a difference. And I tell people a lot about this. Like, there's a difference between being able to be in shape cardio-wise and being ring shape. Yeah, man, there's a huge difference. Like, I can go out run, 2 miles. I can go run a 14-minute 2 mile, but then I get in the ring and I can't even hold a 5-minute match. Like there's Like there's a huge difference between
the stress, the anxiety, and the pressure of the fans. You don't want to let down the promoter. Your family's in the crowd. Yes. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. There's so much else in the ring that goes into that. It's not just about the physicality. So I mean, like that's what I tell people all the time.
That first back bump you take, I always hear is eye opening to a lot of people after that first flat back bunky.
I took one, dog. I took one with Leo and with Clay on the big blue mat back in the day, and I got a fucking headache, and I was like, I'm done. This shit ain't for me. All right, next thing. The question below.
No, I've been reading that this whole time.
What answer, dog? Like, what you got?
All right, Sonny. So first of all, we gotta say the question. So Sonny wants to know. Can you tell me why Leo D doesn't have as many fans as Clay Huna? First of all, man, shout out to Leo D, man. That's my brother. I've been up and down the road with that man. He's probably saved my life a couple of times and doesn't even realize it. But like, shout out to that man. But the reason why he doesn't have as many fans as me is because he's not the Clay Huna. He's not the big brother. He doesn't rub, shake, and booty quake like I do. So he's not, he's not me. He can't be me. So my energy and my connection with the crowd is probably not he's probably not near that level that I am right now anymore. But like, if he wants to get in the ring, we can make this happen.
Yeah, okay, of course we can make it happen. Just real quick, the old lady talking about she didn't find out until Undertaker and Kane definitely were until she was like 22 years old. We missed a couple of comments. People also, when I said the Avengers ain't real, they said Thundercats is real.
Thundercats
Captain
is real,
America's
bro.
real. She said, yeah, Thundercats. Woo! So yeah, I'm a little behind on the comments. I just want to make sure I drop those because folks is wilding in the comments section right now. But no, did Leo D versus Clay Huna never happen at XWE? Did that never happen? I thought you guys had something.
It didn't. So Leo D and the Clay Huna, yeah, it did happen. There was a fatal four-way. And no, it was a fatal four-way.
You, Q, him, and who else?
No, it was me, him, and
Reaver?
two other guys that I apologize. I don't really remember their names. But there was a fatal four-way, and Leo got the best of me and won. There hasn't been an actual one-on-one match between Leo and Clay Huna. There's been Leo and Mr. KC, Leo and the Heavens Protector, but there's never been a Leo and Clay Huna match, which
the best version
needs to happen. Yeah, definitely the best version. Yes.
Yeah, because the People's Prince, he's stayed with that through the entirety of his career, and it's always served him well. And he's had some tremendous success as well. But now where you are, I think this, just like it wasn't necessarily time for you because Destiny didn't allow it for you to come on as a guest, maybe that Leo D, Booker's, hello. We're here.
Hey, I'm trying to say,
here.
Listen to the fans.
Heartland.
They want to see it.
Yeah, that's right. Tri-States, KCX.
Let's get it going. But it hasn't really, like I said, it hasn't happened yet. There's no saying that it hasn't happened. I've had my one-on-ones with Leo, like in other promotions and everywhere else, and they've been great. They've been fun. I think right now, like in the hometown, I think if like Leo D, the People's Prince, and the Clay,
and aren't you carrying
together,
this thing?
It'd be fire.
Don't you have this thing that goes right here that he might be interested in getting his hands on? I think you might have it laying around there next to you somewhere.
You mean?
Oh, that's right. This little thing.
So like he can try and take it from the Huna, but he's not the Huna. This belt is for the Huna. This is the excellence, and me carrying that excellence is what I live for right now. And I'm not giving it up without a fight. So he can try and come and take it, but it doesn't mean it's gonna happen.
Does KCXW run on the Kansas? I hate to say this. Does it run on the Kansas City, Missouri side or the KCK side?
Both of them.
Both.
Yeah, it runs on both, man. We've run on the Missouri side before. We've run on the Kansas side. We're currently in the Kansas side right now because of reasons that are above my pay grade.
Because Missouri's tripping. That's why.
I was going to ask
I'm not in the politics. I'm not in the politics on that, but we're currently running out of Soccer Nation in Kansas City, Kansas.
Great venue.
We run on both
awesome
sides.
Food.
Yeah. Oh,
do you have
I like food, as you can tell.
Don't we all? Do you have your Missouri license or?
I do. Yeah. I'm licensed in Missouri. And I'm licensed in a couple of other states too.
Yeah, there's not many states that do the licensing. Apparently, Missouri has very similar licensing for wrestlers as like one other state.
Bullshit.
I mean, We can talk about the promoter stuff, but I like it. I like the fact that they do the blood testing because
that's important. I agree with you. The rest of it's a money grab. I mean,
yeah, man.
Let's be honest.
I can agree with the blood testing, man. Got to keep the boys safe.
Yes.
Got to keep people safe in the ring. That's always the first thing. Is keep making sure we get to do this the next day.
And I will die on the hill that that the only reason the Missouri changed their promoter the extra fees and everything is because for 2 years they didn't get Vince or Tony Khan money. They missed out. They missed out on because
they needed a new coffee maker.
From what I heard is one Vince show. It paid out for their whole budget because the state of Missouri is messed up because they don't put anything towards the Department of Professional Registration.
Thank you.
They don't budget for that. That
right.
department doesn't get anything from the budget, which I think is stupid because every department in the state of Missouri should get. But
just take note that they don't require it for MMA and they don't require it for football in the state of Missouri, but they do for wrestling. So.
Yeah,
it's not. That's why I say it's nonsense.
Wrestling is the highest. The promoter's license for a wrestler is higher than MMA. Wrestling.
Bullshit is what it is. Clay Huna. We could probably keep going forever, but we want to wrap this thing up properly, and we're not rushing you out by any means. But last question, I had put it up here before, and it infers directly to KCXW and your association with them. We know you're getting repositioned, so I'll ask this question as you said.
Yeah, my bad, man. Bad lighting is
no. You're doing that. I'm actually glad.
The
I'm glad you're doing this because in the dark it wouldn't have been the same. So go ahead and get yourself settled in, but I want to make sure you hear the question. So being associated with KCXW, people can say what they want on their podcast or on their Facebook lives or in their comment sections or whatever it may be. But the fact of the matter is that KCXW is the longest running pro wrestling promotion in Kansas City. We're talking about things that make you feel proud earlier. Is that one of those things because you helped build that thing? Okay, I know you were like a co-trainer or something at the center. Maybe I'm saying too much here. Somebody will probably yell at me later. I don't give a fuck. My point is that you had something to do with that, bro. And longevity, to me, there's a direct correlation between longevity and success. So if you measure success by longevity, at least to a certain extent, KCXW has had some success. So what does that mean to you, bro? What does that mean to you?
Man, that's a deep question. You're going into some.
Let's go. Let's hit it, baby. Let's finish strong.
Okay, so with the longevity of KCXW, man, it's great and it's gratifying. Something a lot of people may not know is that I was one of the first XWC students. I've been there since 2014 and still going strong 8 years later. A lot of people have come, a lot of people have gone. Myself, I'm pretty sure people on this podcast know about the Marksman. Me and him, we've been those two guys that have been there since damn near the first day, day one of the center. So and then with KCXW being able to be on the first actual KCXW show and still being able to go, I think I've not been on one KCXW show for whatever reason, but I think I missed one show and I've been on every show since. So to be able to do that and to say that I'm one of the first students, it's dope and it's really cool and it's really fun. It's cool, it's great, it's gratifying. I think KCXW is going to run even longer. We have a really good pool of people right now, really good, strong talent base. But I mean, once again, we have the Huna, we got the big brother, and that's really all you need. But like I said, we got a good pool of talent, we got a good pool of guys. So we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going strong. We're going to keep going heavy. So yeah, I think we have a really longevity. I think we have the potential of going to greater places and really bringing wrestling back to Kansas City, which has been the main goal since day one.
I completely agree. Wrestling is big. I mean, wrestling is great. You're muted, Renee. So
thank you.
Yeah. I was about to say, I can't.
Thank you, guys. I was gonna say, I think those are profound words because I know what the struggle has been here. Rodell is very, very blessed in St. Louis to have pretty much every weekend an option of a different show to go to. Some of the other hosts based out in the East Coast, they're near Baltimore and Philadelphia. They've got more than enough options for themselves. Maryland Championship Wrestling. I mean, the list goes on and on. But here we've been starved. And again, just going back to my question, like KCXW has been there, and I know that you may not be willing to say it, but I will say it, that you played a big part in making sure that Kansas City wrestling had some level of consistency.
Man, first of all, I gotta say I really appreciate that.
You deserve that kudos, bro.
I mean, so like doing this for 8 years and really not getting a whole, like, I'm just now starting to get some of that gratification and some of those kudos and stuff. 8 years into the game, and it's really, I'm not gonna lie, it's weird to me because I'm not used to getting that. So to be able to get that respect and to like get that you're doing good, it's really cool.
Yeah, well, and it's absolutely well deserved. And as you can see, while you were even talking, we're still dropping comments off the comment section. People are super like, people are excited for you. And there we go again. Your old lady saying, "Hey, he doesn't listen when I say it." You know what I mean? Like, bro, you did some, and you know what? Maybe it's fair. Maybe it's not for you to pat yourself on the back. Maybe
I've never been that person. I can't. I've never been that person to give myself. That's cool. Yeah, because probably going a little bit too much into the personal life. Growing up, I really didn't get a lot of those kudos and a lot of like, you're doing that stuff right. You're doing that stuff right. I was always raised like doing the right thing and doing good. Like, that's expected. So you're not going to get kudos for doing things that's expected. So in order to get that gratification and stuff that I'm getting now, like, sometimes I don't even know, like, okay, how do I react to this? Do I say thank you? Do I keep talking about it? Do I just go on? So, but it's really cool to get that stuff. And like you said, honestly, I do feel like it's overdue, especially with the amount of work that I've been putting in. And I feel like now I'm in a good spot because I'm finally starting to get that stuff. And I can feel, not even gonna lie, I can kind of feel my head getting a little bigger.
No, don't worry. I'm always bigger to talk shit to you. Bro, I will do you worse than I used to do Hollis. If you start with that bullshit, yeah, bro, we'll get you. So don't get out of line, because your boy, I'll be here in the front row. I'll be tearing it up all the time. You heard me?
I got you, man. I greatly appreciate
Don't pull that Hollis, but
like,
talk about sunglasses in the house and all kinds of stupid shit. Get out of here, bro.
Hey,
shout out to my guy, by the way. I love
him. Man. Shout out to my man Hollis, man. That's my. A lot of people say it, but that's my day one, man. That's my brother for life. Yeah, man. That, honestly, man, the Clay Huna is the only big brother, but that man is a big brother. Like, shout out to him. He's like that's my boy. Like, one of the few people on this planet I take a bullet for.
Ooh,
yeah, man. Like,
love that.
Like, man,
we're talking about Hollis Giroux, right?
Hollis Giroux, man. Gotta get that right.
Yeah, first time I met him, he actually brought up a young up-and-coming women's wrestler from the Kansas City area, Cameron Burnett, up to Dynamo Pro. And
that's my sister.
And now she's on in WWE NXT. I know she's nursing. She had knee surgery, but shout out to her. And
yeah, man, that's my little sister. I love her to death. She's I got her when she first started training. That was when I was training at the school, and I got to work with her a lot. And she's like that's my little sister. Like, that's my daughter's aunt and all kinds of things. So, like, she's real good people.
Familia.
Yeah, man.
Love that. Rodell, look at you connecting the dots. You big bitch. Look at you go.
She's also got, if you notice, she's got a KC logo tat on.
Repping the city, baby.
Yeah, man. Gotta rep the home, man. It's all about home.
Yeah, that's but this week it's all about the Heat, baby. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, I gotta give you that. I am a Miami fan.
Okay, it's hard not to be, because they're a blue collar, hard working ass team. They're like Clay Huna. Nobody thought it, but who's got it over their shoulder? You heard me?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
We're this close, bro. We're this close. So anyway, before we go, we got 2 bits of business. I want to share a small clip, because one thing that I think that it's good for the vets to do. Yes, I called you vet. I think it's appropriate. If you disagree, it's fine. But I want to give you an opportunity to put somebody else over because somebody did this, right? Like when you started, somebody brought you up. Who's my man? Like we had Kyle King, we had
Thomas Snow, JC Thunder, all those guys, man. Big Hoss and like all those OG vets from the Kansas area, man. A lot of them, Deacon, Enigma, like shout out to all those guys, man. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't know.
Darian Sanders, did you ever
Darius Sanders. He took me under his wing a little bit. I was able to branch out and get out of my shell because of Tommy Snow, man. So shout out to him, man.
Shout out to the legend, the Kansas legend, baby.
Honestly, that's one of the other people.
And he's a hell of a cook
on this planet.
Y'all follow him, y'all know my man can throw it down on the grill too, bro.
Man, that boy be whipping it in the kitchen.
I know he be whipping it.
Man, but
like those tacos look like my grandma's tacos. How he do that? You know what I mean?
The boys got talent, but like that's one of those people on this planet that like I take a bullet for, man. Tommy did so much for me in my career. Like I have so much love and respect and admiration for that man.
Well, no doubt about it. So I want to go ahead and show this clip, and you're facing one particular individual, but like if you want to speak on him or anybody else that's like up and coming that you like give put a spotlight on, bro, I think that would be best because I think the only way this business works if we're always the person on the rung up has to, go back down and take the hand of the person on the rung below them, just like they expect the guy just one level above them to kind of
pay it forward.
Yeah, bro. Thank you, Rodell. That was a much easier way to say it. Yeah. Smart guy. So I'm gonna go ahead and play.
The place to give to you.
You guys good with me playing this clip here?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. So let's do the old screen share here. All right, here we go, and let's. Whoa, that ain't it. Let's hope this is it. All right, fellas, trying to get to play. Yeah, there it is. Okay, let's go ahead and hit it.
Okay.
Hit that play button.
For a pin. No, he rolled it into the corner.
Oh man, you guys didn't.
Good measure. Referee tried to get him out of that corner, and Tobias stormed completely.
Comes with the roll.
Not where you ever want to be.
Hit him with the cannonball, all booty to the face. That's how we do it.
The Clay Huna train is rolling full steam now. He's lighting it up. He sees it. It's time for the famouser, folks.
Bam!
Got it.
Tobias is down.
Okay.
Clay's got the hook.
Can I get it? 1, 2. Oh, you got the ropes.
Rodell has not seen this. He hasn't seen this.
Both men
this is a good match.
On the rope break to get themselves through this contest at this point. Both men completely spent. But Tobias found a way to beat the famouser. Clay Huna's going to have to dig deep and figure out another way to put Storm down.
Here we go.
Now Tobias slowly working his way to his feet.
Okay. Coming out.
Now they're just throwing blows at each other. It's come down to this. It's just fisticuffs, folks.
Love the fade there too. Your hair looks nice.
Into the buckle.
I got this on it right now. My hair's not good right now.
We're going into dangerous territory, folks.
The danger zone.
Yeah, man.
Seems to think he can
Here
beat
we
him
go.
on the
I know this is big.
Going up to the sky. Clay Huna fighting for his life at this point. Tobias has him hooked. We're going to see a superplex, folks.
Here we go.
Wait a minute.
It's all
Clay
on
Huna
the balance.
back again. And he turns it over. A doorbuster off the top rope. Tobias comes bouncing off the floor.
Huna.
Clay Huna to the top now. Famous off the top. That leg drop off the top rope, ladies and gentlemen. 2, 3, and Clay Huna takes it.
Your winner.
Ooh, that's bringing some emotions up, man. I'm a little mad you doing this to me right now.
It took everything in his playbook. He had to hit the leg drop. He had to hit the famous, or he didn't do it. The booty.
Ooh, man, you bringing up some emotions right there, man. I'm a little mad you did that.
Bro, I'm sorry. So I just wanted to show that because I think it's easy to get caught up in one's own success.
Right.
And I know you're a humble guy. It's definitely come across here. So I'm not insinuating in any way. I mean, more than anything else, I think it's important to like pay it forward, like Rodell said. So whether it's Tobias, a Storm, or anybody else, man, is there anybody out there that you're seeing that's up and coming that you want to kind of put that highlight on, bro? Because I know that there's going to be a generation after us that's going to continue to love professional wrestling and carry it forward. So I think it's our responsibility to hand that hand and give them an opportunity to move forward. So who would you like to speak on?
So first, man, going into the St. Louis area, man, that whole St. Louis Forge thing that they got going on, that school out there, they're doing really good. They have a lot of new kids out there that I would love to get in the ring and to be able to work with. So they're doing their thing out there. Big shout out to those guys. The clip you showed, man, Tobias Storm, that he brought a lot out of me that I didn't think I had. Not only in strength and like physical attributes, but like character as well. He brought out so much stuff in me that I didn't think I had, and I will be so much forever grateful to him. That match, that clip that you just played, that match was the first time that I was really 100% comfortable with the Clay Huna, and the first time, like the first match I've been in where I knew who the Clay Huna was and like what he does and like does this here and does this here, and like he laughs at you like you the little brother, he's big brother, like just always. So shout out to him for that. Like he's one of those guys that's always gonna go places in this business. He's another guy, Alan Jones. He's another dude that we've been rolling with up and down the roads. He's been getting in the car with us and just learning and trying to soak a lot of things up. So shout out to him. And then last but not least, my opponent for Extreme Liberty in July. Make sure y'all come out, y'all come watch. But Bella Dior, and that kid has a lot of talent, has a lot of potential. I've kind of grown fond of him, and it kind of took him like over to my side, kind of under my tree. Granted, my tree's not big at all, so like there's not much to learn from me right now. But like, I've kind of taken him aside, and I've really been tutoring him and like picking him up, putting him up on a lot of game. So I think he's gonna do so many great things in this business. And then always, Shooter Shailin. Got to give a shout out to her. Like
Shailin.
Shooter,
man,
baby.
People. Yeah, man. Shooter Shailin, bang bang, man. She's good people.
Shout out to her pops, Dean. Dean's a sweetheart of a guy too, man.
Yeah, man. Good, real good people. She comes from good people, and she's super motivated. Like all these cats that I've mentioned, like they're motivated, they're hungry, and like I shout them out because they were part of the reason why I've been able to do what I do now. Like they've kind of relit that flame, like being able to see that younger talent. Granted, some of them are around my age, but like that younger talent that's coming up after you, like, all right, these guys are trying to take my spot. Y'all not going to take my spot. So y'all are motivating me. Yeah, man, not yet, but y'all are motivating me, and y'all are like giving me that energy and that excitement, and like y'all are bringing back that passion that is wrestling, because without that passion there's no wrestling. So they've been able to like relight that fire in a sense in me. So like all those guys that I mentioned, I have full utmost confidence that they're going to do great things in this business. I mean, I've been fortunate and lucky enough to do some things in this business, but I think they'll go higher than what I can right now, because I'm not done with anything.
Ooh, let's go, Rodell.
Yeah, man, that fire is still lit, and I'm still ready to go.
Yeah,
it's good news for the business here in the Midwest.
Yeah, man.
And I'll say about Shailin, she's been to St. Louis a couple of times for MMWA, and she's tore up the house. She came in for the inaugural MMWA women's title tournament late last year, and has come back one other time trying to win the title. So
yeah, man, like the people from Kansas City, man, we're making a come up. We got that hunger, we got that fire. Like the St. Louis, like the guys at St. Louis, they have that same hunger and they have that same fire and that passion. But like now it's our turn to show what we got. And like we got all these young cats coming up. We got all the vets that are like seasoned up. Like we finally figured out who we are and like what we bring to the business. Okay,
I got one more name for you.
One more name. All right, bring it to me.
El Diablo.
Oh, why you do that to me? First of all, I gotta say, El Diablo, if you're watching this, like, I hate to admit this, but my daughter is probably more of a fan of you than she is of me. Like my daughter, every time he's in the ring, she goes El Diablo, El Diablo, Daddy, that's El Diablo. I like El Diablo, and like when he's in the ring, she'll be like up, 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 and so like he's doing great things in this business, man. But he's one kid. Like a lot of people have slept on over these last, like, since I've started training, man. A lot of these guys have slept on this dude. Like he's doing great things for this business.
You know who didn't? You know who didn't? The
your
Wrestle
right
Talk
there?
podcast. The Wrestle Dog. Hey, you know that, Rodell. I've been,
this boy right here, man.
Yeah, well,
like,
I know. That's why I say because I know we share that in common. I know he's from the crib.
Yeah, man, El Diablo, man. That's like I put him on the level that I put Hollis on. Like that's one of those people. Like I take.
Remember when we ran that Royal show?
Yes.
Remember when we ran that? You know who was in the front row of that show?
Diablo.
Freaking Diablo.
Diablo, man. Like I said, man, that kid, he's doing his thing. He's making great strides. Like when he decided to like fully commit and be like, hey, I got this. Let's make this happen. Like he got in the car with all of us and he learned and he absorbed and he's doing so many good things. And
he
like one of these days, I want to match.
Fan Fest.
Yeah, man, with that match with Eisen.
Yep.
Yeah, man, he did. Like I said, he's doing great things, and you know, just like you said, man, that name hits close to home. Like that's Ace Boom Coon. Like that's one of my like that's one of the homies. Like I love El Diablo, but I think he's doing great things. I would love to have a live one-on-one match with him. So, you know, Diablo, if you're up for it, you know, I even put this thing on the line. You can put the Popcorn Championship on the line. I mean, whatever you want to do, we can do it.
A match or two here on the Wrestle Talk podcast.
We've never done such a thing.
We be stirring all kinds of shit all over the place. You know we do.
Let's do it. Like there are so many people in this area that I've worked, and there are so many people that I haven't got a chance to work. Like El Diablo is one of those dudes. Like let's do some work. Like Bel El Dior. Like this will be the first time I've got him. I'm excited to make some noise and put on a banger with him. I like to work Alan Jones. Like there's so many people that I haven't gotten a chance to work. Like Leo D, now that he's where he's at, I'm where I'm at. Kit Reaver is another one of those guys like that I want to work. Like let's make some stuff happen.
Heartland Central.
Yes.
Yo, we here. XW, we here, baby. Yeah, come on. United Underground, we here. Let's go.
Man, I mean,
talk
but no
to
matter
us,
who
man.
You put me in the ring with, I'm gonna give my best, and I'm always gonna entertain the crowd.
That's
what I do.
Let's bring that to St. Louis. Maybe St. Louis needs a little.
Hold on, no, man. We need that match first. What you mean, bro? We need that match first.
Look, it don't matter. Like I can go to MMWA. Like I've been trying to get down there. So if you know some guys,
that match here
let's
at
make
the
happen.
I do know some people at I do know some people at MMWA. I work for Dynamo Pro Wrestling as a ring announcer. So
Dynamo, MMWA, like that area, like the Clay Huna is ready and he's hungry. Like, let's go.
And he wants to defend that belt, baby.
Barring
the KCXW, we gotta make sure we come to agreements and everybody. You know what I mean?
Look, even if I don't defend the title,
I think you need to go show that bitch off. Listen, hey, to the boys in the back, that thing needs to be shown off everywhere. That's a pretty belt.
It is a pretty belt.
So maybe it should be shown off all over the place. That's just me.
It's even prettier because it's around my waist or on my arm. So all
right. So Rodell, before we get into the game show challenge, did you have any other thoughts or questions, bro?
No, I'm just excited to see where Clay goes from here because it sounds like he's ready to bounce. So
man, anytime I get an opportunity to get in that ring, I'm ready to go. Like wrestling is like I stated.
You're one of these guys that probably want to wrestle Friday, Saturday, Sunday every week if you could.
Yes, no, like 100% I would. Like I kind of mentioned it in the beginning. Like wrestling, I mean, besides my wife and my child, wrestling is like literally all I have in my life. Like wrestling has like literally saved my life in so many different ways. So like being able to get out and perform and to like express that creativity and all that stuff, man. Like I'm ready to go. So let's go.
Showtime,
all the time.
And I'm going to tell you, Jared, that the outside the ring studio. I know you've been a part of 3 brawls down there. There's been several brawls. Luke took a water bottle upside to his head during one of the brawls there between Agents of Chaos and and Adrian Church, I believe it was. So it's crazy. That outside the ring studio is almost as dangerous as the NXT parking lot. So
so much beef out in the parking lot. And we from KC, so we know a little bit about parking lot.
Yeah, man, and the brawls and the fights, man. We know all about it.
I'm sure those Kansas City Chiefs tailgate parties could end up in
You'll have to ask Sonny about the experience he had one time out in the parking lot.
Look, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day.
It's a big old mess.
Well,
all right, so listen.
Go on.
Go ahead, Rodell.
And Travis Kelce was trying to take over the podium at the White House this past
he was.
So.
You saw that. Yeah, that's why I keep saying, bro, America. You got to let that man talk. All right, so here we go. We've been laughing and carrying on, having a great time. By the way, there's a lot of people watching live. If you guys wouldn't mind taking a second and hitting the share button, hitting the like button, that would mean the absolute world to us, because that's kind of what our motivation is, to do a 2.5 hour podcast. Trust me, it doesn't pay very well. So some likes, some shares, some love, and not to mention that we also got stuff to give away, and we got to thank our wonderful sponsors, guys. Royal Mills Transportation, Rathbun Engraving, the Wrestle Talk Podcast mug. You've been seeing me drink from it all night long. Nobleman's Barber Lounge, KC Mo, right up on 39th Street. Hit them up. Tell them Wrestle Talk Podcast sent you. Kincaid Arcade at the Oak Park Mall right here in Overland Park. Interstate 70 Sports Media. Shout out to the boys over there. Little Popeye Designs, the new tumblers that everybody's been getting. Those are available to you guys for $20. If you want it customized, we can do that for $5 more plus shipping. And of course, the world's premier fantasy wrestling promotion. Last but not least, I'm trying to give this thing away. I think tonight's winner might almost be a runaway, because my man has been with us since the very beginning. But I'm going to give you guys another 5 minutes to try to outshine Jared to see who's going to take claim, because I'm giving this thing away, and trust me, it ain't cheap. And it's still in the plastic, gosh darn it. So for anybody who supported the Wrestle Talk podcast tonight, if you hit that share button, if you hit that like button, if you've been with us all night and been commenting, you're probably going to end up with this thing. So you guys got 5 minutes to put in work to see who's going to be the ultimate winner of this beautiful Mankind lunchbox. All that out of the way, gentlemen. Sorry, the bills got to get paid. But
hey man, I get that 100%.
You know how it is, bro. We got sponsors, Long story short, we're going to take this energy and we're going to flip it on its head. Okay, because enough with the pleasantries, enough with putting each other over, enough with it rubbing each other's bellies. It's time for a little bit of competition. Okay. Rodell's been in the business a long time, one of the best ring announcers and commentators in St. Louis over the last decade. Clay Huna, smashing heads, not taking no names, walking around with the chip and representing every promotion that you go to. I know you represent it well. So this is a clash of the titans as far as I'm concerned. In tonight's edition of the Wrestle Talk Podcast Game Show Challenge, I'll explain the rules in a minute, but basically, Clay Huna, it's trivia. If you think you know who I'm talking about, I'll give clues. All you do is shout it out.
Okay.
Don't wait for me to finish. You can guess as many times as you want. The first person to guess it will get that question correct. It'll be best 2 out of 3 falls. Are you good with that?
Bet. Let's do it.
Rodell?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and kick it off. I do believe we have some music queued up for what will be the Wrestle Talk Podcast Game Show Challenge for episode 437 of the Wrestle Talk. Yo, Clay Huna, 437. You talk about long. Just multiply that by 2, because it's 2-hour shows.
Man,
think about that.
Man, that's a lot of stuff, man.
It's kind of crazy, right?
You say 2 hours. It's more. We run over a little bit.
Anytime I host, it's like 2.5. For sure.
Hey man, I'm down with that.
Yo, but I'll tell you what, bro. I'm proud to have you here, but things are about to get a little touchy because I know you like to win. You're a champion. I know Rodell don't like to lose. He's actually in a 2-game win streak.
Okay, let's see if I can break this mug real quick.
Okay, so you basically are both telling me there you are ready for tonight's Wrestle Talk Podcast Game Show Challenge, correct?
Let's do it.
Let's go ahead, gentlemen. We're going to kill this thing right now. Guys in the back, hit the music. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's edition of the Wrestle Talk Podcast Game Show Challenge. Tonight's guests are the Wrestle Talk Podcast very own Big Sexy Chris Rodell versus KCXW Season of Excellence champion, the Big Clay Huna. In a few moments, I will ask you 3 questions about a particular professional wrestling topic. Whenever you think you know the answer, simply shout it out. The first person to win best 2 out of 3 falls will win tonight's challenge. Again, are you gentlemen ready to compete?
Let's go.
All right. Tonight's Wrestle Talk Podcast Game Show Challenge category is the National Wrestling Alliance. Ooh. I will give you information about 3 professional wrestlers that are presently wrestling for the NWA. Once again, when you think you know which wrestler I am talking about, simply shout out your answer. Are both of you men ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. Question number 1. This wrestler was known as Derek Bateman in NXT and WWE. Say that again?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Upon leaving WWE, he found success in Impact Wrestling as the nephew of Dixie Carter.
EC3.
EC3 is correct. Rodell, you have landed the first fall.
Okay.
Very, very well done. Okay. Question number 2. This NWA wrestler has held championships in WWE and in NWA. In addition to winning this year's Crockett Cup, he won the NWA World Heavyweight Championship at NWA 73.
Trevor Murdoch.
In St. Louis, defeating Nick Aldis. Please name him.
Trevor Murdoch.
Trevor Murdoch is correct. Rodell, very, very well done. But because this is a special edition of the Wrestle Talk Podcast, as you guys know, we were not live last week. We do have one bonus question, which Clay Huna would allow you to tie the score.
Okay,
so the game continues. Final question. This WWE Hall of Famer is a multi-time NWA World Tag Team Champion. He also competed in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. In addition to being a former NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion, he has spent a great deal of time guiding the career of his son in the NWA and also runs a pro wrestling school based in Tennessee. Please name him.
I want something to do my tongue.
He also came to KCXW a few years ago and tagged with Shannon Reed.
Ricky Morton
is correct. Clay Huna, you have effectively tied this game. We are going to immediate sudden death, gentlemen.
I didn't think I was going to get on the board. I'm not
Here we go. Here we go. Final question. This NWA wrestler has multiple championships in both Impact Wrestling and in Ring of Honor. In addition, this wrestler was part of the Allure and the Beautiful People and married to Davey
Sky.
That is incorrect.
Angelina Love.
Angelina Love is correct. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. The Big Clay Huna.
Hey, I'll take that. Either way, I'll take it. I'll take that W.
Give you the old anime win theme music there.
You're not wrong on that.
Very, very well done. Yeah, we don't want to get copyrighted, so we got to go with what we can go with. You know,
Hey,
I'm surprised we haven't got copyrighted for the $100,000 pyramid theme.
It's too old. Nobody cares about that. It's too old. You know what we used to play, bro? We used to play T-Pain. All I do is win, win, win.
All I did.
Yeah, no matter
I
what.
like that song. Man, that's my stuff. That's on my workout
But they
playlist.
took it away from us. They took it away from us. You know what that is?
Fucking bullshit!
Clay Huna, before we let you get out of here, we've got a couple other comments. People they were cheering for Clay Huna. They were cheering for Rodell. Apparently chips and salsa. This could get spicy. People were excited. I wanted to post these comments while we were doing it, but I also didn't want to get distracted. So it looks like a lot of folks were excited for the matchup. And again, Rodell, next time we bring the Clay Huna on, hopefully it won't be like 6 years.
Man, let's do it as soon as possible. I'm
okay,
ready.
You might need to take a Tuesday off in the future, bro. We need you back in a couple of months, bro. Please, like I know you got a lot of personal days stored up. Come on, man.
Look, you just let me know. You just let me know, and I got you.
We would love to have you back on, but I know Road Dogg's going to want his rematch. Road Dogg, you want a rematch down the road, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Even if I'm not on the even if I'm not on the show that night, I'm gonna come on. I'm gonna come in just to do the game show challenge. But yeah, we need to get you. We need to get you to St. Louis a little bit more. St. Louis, the Southern Illinois area.
I'm ready.
And St. Louis was in your corner because Jared thought you were going to go on a 3-game win
streak.
Yeah, apparently
he barely eked it out. After I said Velvet Sky, he went for the other beautiful. He went for the other members.
You caught the Matumbo there at the end. My man hit you with that Bam Adebayo. No, that Bam Adebayo. He said, no. You know what that was? That was playoff Jimmy, what you just did. That's what that was. That was playoff Jimmy. Last comment, apparently Fozzy doesn't like them playing Judas either on their podcast. So, Jared, I feel you. That's outside the ring STL?
Outside the ring STL.
Yeah,
Thursdays at 5 o'clock Central on outside the ring STL Facebook page.
Yeah, shout out to them. We don't hate on other podcasts. It's all love. Sonny's starting beef with I-70 guys for some reason, though. I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, Italians are crazy. We already know that, okay? But Clay Huna, before you go, man, we're going to give you single screen one more time, bro. Give us the social. Tell us where you're going to be in action next, bro. And if you have a message to deliver to your opponent, please do it now. Oh, no. Not this ugly guy. That ugly guy. This handsome guy.
All right, bet. All right, well, first off, I got to say, prayers up to you guys for your family members and stuff that y'all have lost. I actually have a funeral on Friday that I have to go to. I lost a younger cousin of mine recently, so we're going to go pay tribute to her. So I definitely get where you guys are coming from. Stay prayed up, stay blessed up, and all that. Hit me up on my socials. Instagram is the Big Clay Huna. Facebook is Clay Huna. I messed up with the stuff, so you'll have to do Clay space Huna because, I'm me. And then you can get me, if people who want to book me, if y'all want to do some work, do some business, let's get it. You can get me at my email, theclayhuna@gmail.com. That's theclayhuna@gmail.com. Hit me up. Let's do some work. Let's get it going. I'm ready. To my future opponents, if y'all want to catch me, I will be the June 24th at New Breed Wrestling. I'll be down there. I'm K6W, hometown always, July 22nd at the Boys and Girls Club in Kansas City, Kansas. We're going to be there. My opponent, Bel Dior, I got you. You think you're going to take this, but you're not going to take this because you got to remember, you trying to take it from the big brother, the Clay Huna. And that's not going to work because I rump shake and I booty quake all day and all night. I drop cheeks. I give out snacks. I do what I do, man. Whenever you ready, let's get it. I can tell you hungry, so I'm about to give you a snack. So, but anyway, but now for real. But I want to say thank you to everybody that commented and asked questions and stuff. Thank you for your support. All the promoters out there, thank you for your support. Wrestle Talk, appreciate y'all showing me love and letting me be on here, being on this podcast. So this is the first podcast I've ever done. So being able to do this in 8 years, like I said, man, it's been an 8-year journey. So for things to finally take hold and to start, things are starting to pick up. It's so humbling. It's a little emotional. I'm not going to cry right now because I don't do that. But it's really humbling and it's gratifying and it's validation that now that I actually have this character, I have the Clay Huna and it's working and it's getting over and the fans are liking it, man. That's just motivation and more fire for me to keep doing what I love to do. So I really appreciate it.
Love to hear that. Thank you, Clay Huna. Big Sexy, any final thoughts?
No, it was great to meet you. Hopefully we get to bring you back on sometime and hopefully get to see you down the road.
Yes, sir. Hey, look, you just let me know when and where and I'll have my gear ready to go.
That's right. And by the way, I didn't want to end this night without announcing. Shout out to my man Jared. Reach out to Chris Rodell. Get us your information, bro. The Mankind Lunchbox. I mean, he's Clay Huna, Jared. I know you've been here for like an hour. Jared has been on all night commenting, talking, adding great questions. So this goes to my man Jared, based out of St. Louis, bro.
Jared's one of the best wrestling fans in the St. Louis area. I want
to shoot this over to you, bro. You absolutely earned it. So shout out to you. Shout out to him,
man.
Love. Keep representing for the city, baby. Blessings to you and your family. Thank you, Clay Huna. Thank you, Big Sexy. I am the Night Owl. We are the Wrestle Talk Podcast. A killer episode tonight for
before we go.
What do you got?
Before we go, I gotta talk about the St. Louis Independent Wrestling Hall of Fame ceremony. Class of 2023 goes down this Sunday at Andre's Banquet Center on Telegraph Road in St. Louis. It's $25, and contact them on Facebook. And it's going to be a great time. We induct the class of 2023. So it's St. Louis Independent Wrestling Hall of Fame ceremony, class of 2023. It starts at noon. It goes to 3. It's at Andre's Banquet Hall on Telegraph Road in St. Louis. $25 per person. Hit up them on Facebook, and we will try to get that onto the Facebook page so we can promote that out.
Yeah, Clay Huna, we love you. God bless you, bro. You and the fam.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself, all right, man? We will catch you the next time around.
We will. Stay tuned because I'm not done.
That man's just getting started. Peace, Brody.
Let's go.
Rodell, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for the Wrestle Talk family. We're giving shit out. We're having awesome interviews, man. We're continuing to pray, put our hand up high and thank the man who created us for giving us the opportunity to just do what we love, man. And that's conversate, talk, and come around the table of professional wrestling. Rodell, let's go ahead and close it, baby. Have a good night. Love you.
Have a good night. I will see you down the road. Hopefully, I guess we'll talk next week, maybe.
Let's go. Maybe I'll be back. Never know. Maybe I'll have something else to give away. Keep it locked in. WrestleTalkPodcast.com. You heard? Peace, y'all.
Took some time off, but he back now. Anyone up against him getting smacked down. Hold it all on his own, don't need no background. They talk a big talk, where they at now? They hide. Big Clay Huna. They quiet. Shh. Real low when he step out. Real low with his chest out. Every name on his list getting checked out. Usually keeping it cool, but he ready to break a sweat now. Clay Huna, real big step. Only way you even out is stretch.